What did we think about the introduction to Batman here when he's like clinging to the walls?
Where he says "Good evening" and is Spider-Man actually? Oh, it's fantastic.
I thought it was crazy.
I love that he crawls around the ceiling like it's The Exorcist. It's the fucking most
You know what?
terrifying.
It's a little
You know what?
It would be menacing. It would be
You
creepy.
know what?
Panel in one of the comics. I mean, it's comic accurate.
what?
No.
What's a
Oh,
comic?
Yeah, but
Hold on.
Yo,
You
just
keep
because
making
Shit.
this argument.
Bro, you gotta
and
stop
did
doing the
this in-
comics, man.
Yeah,
you
you
did
did
this
this in Man of Steel as
also.
well. You keep forgetting that this is for a general audience that has not read comic books.
Yeah.
So as a
That's
film
I
on
don't
its
care
own,
about
I
it.
shouldn't
It
have
needs
to
to
read
work
extra
on its
material.
own.
What I like
BA,
in a film.
BA, when you make a film, you're making it for the general audience, and you don't want to make them do homework.
Because the film that you are describing does not exist on the screen.
Yeah, you're wrong. I mean, you're flat out wrong. I mean, I will die in this hill.
Hey, BA, can I ask you a question, man? What are the real criticisms that you have with some of the plot points of this movie?
I mean, I honestly, personally, do not have any beef, but I can understand why normies would have.
Oh
beef with
god,
it.
normies.
Yeah.
I'm a normie.
Okay, hold on. I just want to point something out that I've noticed you do this time and time again. You did it with Man of Steel, and you're doing it now. It's okay to have a personal connection to a movie and enjoy it because you enjoy it. Nobody is disagreeing with that at all. We all enjoy.
But you just said he liked the prequels of Star Wars.
Exactly.
And then people,
But the issue that we're having is that you can't back up any of the arguments or points we're trying to make when we point it out to you. Instead, you dial back to, oh, well, it just relates with me. It
I
sits well
don't
with
see
me.
them as flaws, though. I
Be
don't
like shit
objective, not
films too.
subjective.
What the hell are you talking about when you say, well, the only possible disagreement is that you don't understand it? That's very condescending coming from someone who apparently doesn't understand how basic writing
People
works.
like you admit that you haven't read the comics, and you don't know
This is
a
a-
lot
that's
about
not-
That's not fair, man. That's not fair.
That's not an argument. That's not an argument.
That's not fair, man. That's not fair. That's not good faith argument.
So,
Minutes
as
from
a
the film.
director, when you
No,
sign
you should've
on
just
for a
walked
deal,
away.
you have specific things that you outline in your contract.
No, he
So
does
if
not.
what he wants, hold on, let me finish.
No, this
So
is
if there-
bullshit.
Let me
He does
let me
not
finish.
get to
Can I
decide
finish,
if-
please? Hold on. Just wait
Man,
for
I
a
wish I
second,
could
okay?
mute you.
If
I mean,
he-
this is bullshit.
Bro, don't rate.
The feeling's mutual,
Don't
my
rage
dude, but let the girl
Hold
speak.
on. But
Fuck off.
if he is here,
Whoa, bro, come on, dude.
I remember you in the chat in Man of Steel, and you were a complete dickhead.
I
You
was
are playing that part
because
on
you know what I did in
purpose.
film school.
And
You know what I
playing
did
me.
in
know
film school.
Exactly the game you're
Oh
playing.
yeah, you know everything about me, don't you? You just
Wait,
you,
wait, wait.
you could rip off
Would you
my
guys just kiss? Would you guys just kiss already?
all right, hold on.
one at a time.
very
Mhm.
very
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
Muted. Hello. Welcome back. Mischief, that dude. That was one of my favorite things to edit today. I had to put that ending in there. It was perfect. I'm sorry.
I
Anyway.
could tell that you had fun with that because you weren't bitching about work in the chat.
Oh yeah, no, it was a big. Hey, I didn't give a shit. I was like, this is fucking gold. So we are going with it. Okay, we are back. Mischief Mayhem movie I don't know what episode this is. Everything got fucked up before the stream, but hey, we're here. We made it work. Thank you very much for sticking it out with us. We had a great panel. A few new additions today to finish off the Snyder Cut of Justice League. Thank Christ. And then, I gotta welcome in Copa, my boy. The foursome is back.
Yeah, the core four. We're here.
Yo,
Yo.
welcome back, Copa. It's always great to see you, buddy.
It's great to be here. Great to be back home. And thank God it's Zack Snyder's Justice League. Because if regular Justice League wasn't a hot bowl of caca, this one is the cold diarrhea on top of it that you never saw coming.
Yeah. This so I think I rewatched the first half last week, of course, and then big discussion about that on the show. I rewatched the second half this week, reluctantly, but I did watch it. The wife and the kid kind of enjoyed it. I just sat there and just picking everything apart for the show, taking notes, and yeah, I just realized I wanted to watch anything else right after. So I watched that movie, The Descent, right after, and thank God that was a good palate cleanser. Even though a bunch of people die in a cave, but it was fun. Yeah, so that's how we're gonna feel tonight.
I'd rather be in their position than watch Zack Snyder's Justice League ever again.
So let's do this real quick before we dive into the scrubbing through part 4 through 6 for the new people coming in, including you, Copa. You'll go second. Dan, what did you think of the first 3 parts of the Justice League Snyder Cut overall?
So, first of all, I can't believe this movie even got made. It's just like a crazy story in general. But so I do think it was an improvement from the Justice League. I do. I think a lot of the shots were super drawn out for no reason other than being drawn out, and maybe he thinks they look cool, and that's really what stretched the time of the movie and made it so long. It didn't have to be this long. But overall, I think it was an improvement, and I'm really curious what you guys all think about it.
Well, you'll get to hear it. We have a lot of opinions about that. Subtle Deviancy dropped a super chat in there. Thank you, buddy. We'll read that here shortly. But Copa, I know you love the Josh Whedon cut so much. We've talked about this. It's your favorite, better than The Godfather. You said. I thought
I did better than The Godfather 1 and 2
based.
combined.
Honestly based.
So, honestly, your honest assessment of Snyder, how much better was it than the original, or was it just like you said, it was a shinier piece of shit?
Yes, it's not even a shinier piece of shit. It's like the same piece of shit. I guess maybe it is shinier because it's the same piece of shit, just dressed up different.
It's grayer.
Oh, it's very gray, very artistic. It was shot for IMAX. That's why it has the bars on the side. Dude, get the fuck out of here, Snyder fans.
See, this is what we missed for all these weeks without having Copa on the show. You know, he hasn't done his own show for a while. He's fired.
Back to chaos,
dude. These Snyder fans, they're the worst of the worst. Worst of the worst.
Dave Filoni fans are pretty insufferable.
They're getting there. They're getting there.
Yeah.
If they fought an arena and nobody made it out alive, we would all have a better world.
Well, since we're talking about it, we might as well just jump into it. Let's see if this works. Sometimes it doesn't work on the first try, and again, it doesn't work. Let's fix that though. Okay, we got it. So we finished the first 3 parts. We're in part 4, and this is the change machine. So this is where we get the Justice League coming to meet Commissioner Gordon, basically to figure out what's going on, where everything's kind of merging, and where to start to try to find these parademons, apparently. So they're looking for their nest, basically. And because there's some nice shots of Gotham and the group coming together.
Wait, this is Gotham, not Metropolis?
This is Gotham, right?
No, it's Gotham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good shot of Martian Manhunter too, right there in the background. If you look really closely, he's in there.
Where?
50-second window. 50-second
he's everywhere.
He's everywhere. Where?
He's cosplaying as
Everywhere. There he is
Martha right
again, Vex.
So Cyborg shows up, of course, after he has a heart-to-heart with Wonder Woman. That was Vex's favorite scene in the whole movie, by the way. The heart-to-heart talk.
Oh God! Wait, this is right after that. Did we already
This,
discuss
it's
that?
not. It's not.
Right after-
Yeah,
right
that
after.
was last week.
Right
This is
after.
not long
Okay.
after that. Yeah. And by the way, chat, I see your
J.K.
comments. We love you.
Simmons.
StreamYard's been a little a little finicky with pulling up chats, so we'll try to pull up your chats. But we do notice you. We love you. So we're gonna move along. Yeah. So they all just leave, and then we get the little joke from the Flash, like, "Wow, they just really do that, don't they?" Ha ha ha. Ezra Miller. I love
Wait,
Ezra
this
Miller,
happened
though.
in this version?
It
Yes,
did.
Yeah, so
they
it's
left that
rude.
in.
Oh
Yeah, they left
my
that in.
god.
It was rude to leave without saying goodbye, I must say.
Yeah, because he didn't know they do that, so they had to leave the
Yeah.
comedy in there. Then you get heavy metal Batman music when he comes down. They all come out of his little what is
booty
this, the
shots.
crawler, the night crawler. Is that what this thing's called?
Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was a parademon. Is that what?
What?
No,
Oh,
the-
you mean the
the
machine?
machine.
No, I meant the device
Oh,
that they get to
yes.
the location. Yeah. Okay.
Something crawler. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, something's crawling. And then here, I think this scene for the most part is the same, except this part here where Cyborg tells him, "Yeah, I thought you weren't real."
No, that's
Not
in there
real.
too.
That was in the original one.
Yeah. It's just the
Okay.
stairs that they added. Then walking up the stairs is added.
Ah, of course, because it's a Snyder movie. It's got to be
Wait,
5
so
hours as well.
This entire
must-
tunnel sequence was in the Justice cut.
More or less.
Most of it.
Okay, I don't remember this. Okay.
They didn't take out too much. But so they get across, and this is where you get Steppenwolf. This is Copa's favorite villain of all time, Steppenwolf. That's what he told me.
Yeah, my God, did I feel my heart race as I was in real time forgetting this movie? It was just my brain. Everybody.
Yeah.
God bless me with a beautiful mind where I can just remember everything. And he said, "Erase this as you're watching it now." And thank God he did that. But I'm being reminded there's fragments here and there because I didn't rewatch this piece of shit.
Of course not.
And yeah,
But you don't have
Steppenwolf,
to. You gotta-
dude.
Yeah.
I will say this: they did upgrade him. From that,
I think so. Well, Vex compared him to a makeup compact.
Yeah.
That's what he
What's
looks
that?
like. A make.
So you know
We
those
don't know
little-
what that
We don't know
Okay,
what
so
it is.
there's these little powder compacts that women have, and usually
Mm-hmm.
it has like a shiny, ridged, like outside shell on it, and that's what this upgraded armor reminds me of. So I just keep thinking I need to powder my nose. Whenever I see
sea
them on
levels are
screen.
dropping with that comparison.
Look, this is the part where Steppenwolf goes, "I smell the mother box on you," which could be a euphemism for something else. He's like,
Right.
It's strong on you. Okay, and look, he's smiling. Yeah, I got that pussy this morning, boy. Yeah, so this is where obviously Steppenwolf meets Wonder Woman, who's like, "You're not like your sisters. You're much stronger." And she just
sorry.
stands there and looks pretty. Yeah, she just looks
Can we
pretty.
time out for a minute?
Yeah, go ahead, Copa. Go ahead.
Who the fuck on the panel is in the witness protection program? Which one of you?
Huh?
Who's got that voice?
Oh, that might be Whitey. I
White
think that's
Bear.
Oh, was it
Who's
Whitey?
the one,
Oh,
who's the
okay.
one wearing the glasses?
I have to
sleeping.
hide my voice. The government.
It was only 10
I'm sorry.
It was 10 pounds bag fighting.
Okay, so
Go ahead,
he
babe.
said you said that he mentions that you're different from your sisters, which I
You're
found
stronger. Sorry. You right there? Did Vex get eliminated? She got Steppenwolfed.
She got a ring.
muted myself by accident. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
She was trying to make
Oh, isn't
BA
that like
happy.
a-
Go ahead, Vex.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he says that you're stronger, you're different from your sisters, right? But
Yes.
she doesn't do a double take at all. Wouldn't if someone told you that and you knew that they hadn't been somewhere, shouldn't?
Well,
Is it weird that she
knows
doesn't
that he
react
was
to
there.
that?
The arrow was shot from Themyscira to warn
Yeah,
her.
shit's how
Like,
she would
he was
know.
there.
Yeah.
But
Ego.
then she gets upset later on in the movie when he finally says, "I
the
watched the life leave your mother's eyes" or some shit like that.
That was good. That was
Right.
a good. That was a good interpret. That was a good
Listen, don't
impression.
expect
Crack me up all
Gal
night.
Gadot to show emotion. That's not what she does.
Well, she's a terrible actress.
Bagface, you're upside down.
I mean,
Backface, you
Yeah.
right there, man?
Ego.
Why are you?
Yeah, bro.
You're-
I'm my
hold on.
evil
Ego,
twin,
you're the
fag
DC
base.
You go ahead, Copa.
You're the
Can
DC
I go upside
expert.
down?
Ego. Does Steppenwolf? Does he really have armor that looks like a wicker chair? Is that for real?
First, okay, it's not necessarily supposed to be the wicker chair. It's just he does have armor. They just wanted to say let's make it shiny, and he looks like he's in an '80s hair metal band. So
Yeah,
there's only so much I can do.
Black
Okay?
and red. It's not silver. Like
Yeah, that was
Am I
artistic.
right? You go in the comics, it's black and red. Like it just looks like badass
Simple.
armor.
Yeah, it's just simple badass armor. It's just they wanted to go like everything was alien that was metal, and just it didn't.
Right.
Now,
I admire the
think
effort.
there's something important to comment on though, because you're already skipping ahead like to the point where the fight scene in the Justice cut. Now, in the Joss Whedon cut, they just sit there and let civilians get fucked up for a solid few minutes before they jump in to save people. At least here in the Snyder cut, hero is actually hero, and they jump in and do shit before a single civilian is harmed.
Like snap, my man's cooking already.
Yep.
Yeah. Hold on, let me change into my BA cosplay since I'm going to be the only one, besides Ego saying that.
Word.
There we go.
Get a tongue snap. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I just want to point out, there are positives like heroes acting like heroes.
So, Dan, let me get your take since you weren't here last week. Though, so obviously you hear us commenting. We're joking around, but we're kind of not joking around. What do you think about what you're seeing so far compared to the original cut? Like,
all right, so I understand that Steppenwolf looks really, really bad right now, and like the armor is like kind of jarring the way it looks. But do people really think it looked better the first one in the Justice League?
No,
I think it did.
He looks like a potato in the first one, and here he looks like a shiny potato.
Yeah.
They painted him chrome. That's all they did.
I just feel like
here he at least looks finished though. In the Justice cut, he looks unfinished. Like if you
that's what I'm
it,
saying.
He looks like unrendered PS2 graphics as opposed to here. You might not like his design, but at least his design looks done.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. 100%.
So, Bagface. What do you think, man? What do you think of Steppenwolf's design in this movie? With your close-up face in my fucking right on top of me here.
This whole movie's ass. Steppenwolf looks like fucking ass. Everything he says is ass. Every single piece of this movie is fucking garbage. Like, I tried to watch it again for this, and I couldn't.
That, butter.
I physically couldn't, dude. Like, I'd watch it for like 10 minutes and be like, my brain would just be like, please, God, please.
Hold on. Vex sent me
somewhere
something
else.
really cool here. Actually, hold on. This is the different
Image comparison. Ooh.
Yeah. This is interesting because look.
Wait, have you guys seen the concept art of what's this guy's name? Potato Man without armor. Yeah, Steppenwolf.
Yeah. Oh, let me see if I can blow this up.
He has a booty.
There's the difference.
I think he's got a booty in the Snyder cut as well. At the ending, you get a really good look at that, compact clad ass.
Thank you for that. This is a great. I mean, they try to make him look much more intimidating in the second shot.
I don't know where to focus my eyes with the Zack version. Where do I look? Like,
right.
So many
Unity,
lines.
man, all of it.
I'm like, I can't get over that he paid VFX artists to go back in and redesign this whole character, and they still made him look like shit.
Well,
like, why not just make him not look like shit? I don't understand.
I don't know. Well, okay, so the one on the left is not exactly appealing either, but you're right. It's not like they made such a big leap. They're like, oh, it was that much better. They tried to make him intimidating, but it just didn't work.
Actually, Bagface. Now that you mention that, you're right. It's hard to figure out where you're supposed to focus because the color palette is all the same on the right.
Does it? If I show y'all the action figure, will it look any different to y'all? If you can see that.
Oh, he looks nothing like the
big?
character.
Can we go big on ego?
Yeah.
I got to see this.
Go big on ego.
Yeah,
I'll go big on
right.
ego.
I feel 5.5 feet tall today, guys. Thank you. Yeah, this is basically how it looks.
Make ego bigger. I need him to.
I got him.
All right, 5'7". Yeah, so I mean that's kind of like what they were trying to do with the art of it. I mean, does it look any different to you guys?
Is that like from the movie, or is that?
Yeah, so this is actually the action figure that came from the movie.
Oh, okay,
I bought all of them. I was just saying,
what does this design in the comics look like?
It's nothing.
It's black. It's nothing like this at all. Like this is just like they made it like chainmail armor.
Is it black guy? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's black and red armor.
Right. I was gonna ask, why isn't he black?
Draw with black skin in the comics. So.
So yeah, it's basically.
All right. I mean, yeah,
it's better.
It looks good as It looks.
No, I
good
mean,
as a
like the
toy.
thing is like because Scott McFarlane does a lot better with designing action figures. I think they should have just made him the costume designer. Just say make a toy, and then we'll make the character based off the toy, because it's a lot more detailed with these than like actual movie that came out.
Right. Why change it from the comic design? That's what I don't understand.
That's Zack Snyder's. I think that's an issue that Zack Snyder actually has. If you don't give him the storyboard that's directly from the comic, or if you hodgepodge 4 or 5 different stories and tell him to like go make art, you get this. Again, like I said last time, you should have worn a shirt that says, "In my defense, I was left unsupervised."
That's the closest Art and Zack Snyder have ever been in a sentence. Did you know that? That's the closest together they've ever
Why
been.
would you do this? Man, I was just getting on the grill to cook.
All right,
Bro.
well, as we move along, so there's a big fight. So we get our probably the biggest fight scene of the movie at the time, for this time of the movie. So Wes Steppenwolf's just doing his thing. He's kicking everybody's ass. Wonder Woman has a go at him, but he gets away. And then the Nightcrawler's shooting fucking rockets at him and shit. And
They cut the scene where Flash ends up face first in Wonder Woman's titties. That was a Joss thing.
Did it play the super theme song whenever you got that close to your titties?
Yeah, we can't understand you at all, Whitey.
Whitey, you're fucking.
I can understand him. Don't worry.
Yeah, I got nothing from that. I understood
Actually-
titties and that was it.
I think he was saying the one.
That's the important part.
Oh,
That's
okay.
true.
Hey, how about now?
That's
much
That's
better.
better.
Okay,
It's actually worse. Go
so
back,
did
go
it
back.
play her stupid theme song whenever?
Yes. Oh yeah, every time.
Oh, every time.
Every freaking
It's
time.
different now.
I will add that at a certain point, my closed captioning gave up saying ancient lamentations.
Yeah.
Really?
So yeah, it gave up. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that bad at one point. Yeah.
Go ahead,
So
go ahead.
I do notice that there's a lot more comedy in the Joss Whedon cut versus this one. However, the comedy that they chose to leave in this one feels really out
so
of
bad.
place because it's a very obviously darker cut of the same movie. So I would have much better appreciated if he just didn't include any jokes in here because it really broke the immersion for every scene it's in. Yeah.
See, I kind of disagree that even most of the like dark movies have moments of levity, and like the few times they have it, like when Flash is like, "What's your superpower?" and Bruce Wayne's like, "I'm rich." Like I don't know, moments like that. Not all the comedy moments in this movie work, but I think a lot of them do because it is a dark movie. It's very difficult to do a dark all the way through superhero movie, and again, even superhero movie or not, a lot of dark movies have moments of levity. So I think the ones that were left in here were definitely the best of the awful jokes.
I
that's
honestly
fair.
think they could have just replaced all of those comedy moments with more shirtless Cavill, and it would have given a
Real-
better effect.
Real.
Ma'am.
Nah, she right.
There you go. See,
I'm not
right.
I'm not even gay.
So this is wow. Anyway, so this is where
Promise.
she uses her what the fuck are these things called? I don't know. Her wrist things.
Gauntlets.
Gauntlets.
Bang
It's
bangs.
basically to push him way back, and then
Well, to be
Hello,
technical,
father.
gauntlets cover the fingers. These are more wrist guards, but
yeah, and then Flash gets shot, which is crazy.
yeah, he gets shot and he's trying to heal, which was wild.
Fastest man alive. Can't dodge a bullet.
And this is the
It's
part
praised,
where
yeah.
Cyborg.
but
Yeah,
he
this is
can
where he
dodge
shoots.
rape accusations. Let me tell you.
Oh, that's true.
Wow.
Hey,
He
that's
shoots
just
the rocket.
true,
Am
though.
I wrong?
He's
Hey,
allowed to
quick-
say
It's not that hard. I can
Quick
tell you
little
from experience. It's
question.
not that hard.
Jesus fucking
Okay.
Like,
wow.
Hey, Russell Brand should learn from Ezra Miller.
Shh, one at a time.
Jesus.
Yes,
Go
go
on.
ahead, Whitey.
So
No, I want to
at
hear that
this
other
point-
story.
We'll get there.
hell?
Whitey, go ahead.
Well, go
At
ahead.
this other, I'm sorry. At this point, like Flash, the character, how does this join in at all with like the series that went on for like 7 seasons? Like,
No.
how much crime fighting has
Nothing.
he actually been involved in?
Not
at
a
this
lot.
point?
Barely.
In this
Not a
movie,
lot,
in this
so-
universe,
Not
no.
This might be a little bit jarring for him, which might explain his, lack of situational awareness. Maybe we'll say that.
Well, I don't think he's ever been
The
in a
movie
battle
goes out
like
of its
this,
way
right?
to talk about how Flash at this point is a very inexperienced hero. He's got powers, but he has done almost nothing with them. Like
Nothing.
Batman recruits experience.
Right. He's
No,
totally even got
things
the
he
shoes
didn't. He
for
didn't
it,
know what
yeah.
he did though. Like he just found him. He said, "I don't even know what you do." That's why he just threw
So-
the batarang to figure out what his power was because he didn't
So
even know.
this part here is crazy because he gets a missile fucking shot at him. He literally catches it and just lets it hit the wall and the Now, all right, what do you guys think about the part with Aquaman just happening to be there at that time when the missile hits and he shows up to stop the flood?
It's fine.
I got no beef with this.
Okay.
Heroes showing up at the perfect moment is just that's a trope in all
Part
hero
of the
movies.
thing,
Like, you can't throw shade at
that's
this
true.
and not throw it like Spider-Man or something.
It is water too. I mean, like
No, I'm just asking.
The ocean. Yeah, like it makes sense to me. It just I wouldn't know how you want to be in like sewer water though. He's underneath the harbor, but I mean, like it's sewer water too. That's gross.
Yeah, this is the
Gotham sewer water at that. So it's probably got
sewer
like
water,
Hold on. Coco,
penguin
what were you
shit
saying?
in it. And
I was saying this is the please clap moment. Like, oh yay, the hero shows up last month. Fuck yeah.
Well, there are movies that do it well. It's just this one. In your
No, you know
estimation,
what?
did not,
I
right?
actually thought it was fine, just because we
just
already
asking.
know that Aquaman can swim really fast through water. We saw a
That's
scene
true.
earlier in the film of him doing
That's true.
just that. So it comes as no surprise. I think the bigger question is how the fuck did he know where they were?
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. He's there
whales told him.
because the writer said, hey, you need to be there. This is how we get out.
Guys,
of
it's clear you didn't read the comics on this one. Okay, everyone
know.
knows.
Source material. Wait, hold on.
Material.
I want to get Dan's opinion. So, what do you think about what that whole action sequence compared to the original? Like, what do you?
So, like
Go ahead.
at this point in the movie when I'm watching it for the first time, I was like pleasantly surprised that I was enjoying it because I hated the first one. But like, I'm not saying I ended up really liking this movie, but I was just like at this point in the movie, I was like really pleasantly surprised. But that scene, it was just like someone else mentioned, it's just one of those classic tropes that this is the perfect time for this person to pop right back in, and
Convenience,
it's just,
right?
Yeah, just convenience. So I didn't love this part.
All right,
Yeah.
before we start chiming in here, because this is going to be a hot take coming up here with the anti-life equation thing that happens. So hold on. So Steppenwolf brings the second box back. He puts his hand in it, and it shows him a vision of the fucking Vex's favorite part, where we talked about this for hours all day, the anti-life equation. Even him, he's like, holy shit, I found it. And so he finds here that he smashes his axe, whatever the fuck, and it shows the equation. Now, okay, Vex, I'm gonna let you speak on this for a second, because you were really just at this point you were already checked out. You really checked out here. So go ahead. What is your issue with the anti-life equation?
Okay, I'm just gonna lay these out in bullet points, and then we can discuss. Okay.
Yeah. Let her
A,
talk.
Go ahead.
it's a stupid fucking name. B, how did he just fucking find out all of a sudden that this equation is here? C, how do they sense this? How did the boxes, like, what is the relation here that I'm missing? Okay. And
Let her finish.
four, why is it never mentioned? Okay, don't you dare fucking say sequels, because you could hint at things and not have to wait till another movie.
Yeah, she got mad at me today when I said sequels.
Why is it not hinted at for the rest of the movie?
All right, hold on. One at a time. Who wants to go?
Okay, do you know, Vex, do you know what the anti-life equation is in general? First of all,
It basically allows them the ability to control the minds, basically, of all life in the universe.
Do you know why?
I figure it's just for control.
Okay, basically it means you've given up your will to live, right?
Okay, yes.
That's just the beginning of it, okay? The mother boxes have been on that earth for that long, so they would actually have knowledge about what's been going on the earth. And so they're like, hey, think of the three boxes as like these three gossiping bitches, right? So when I'm thinking about it, so when you touch the boxes, it's like, bitch, you know the anti-life equation is on Earth. You need to holler at Darkseid and get him here ASAP. Pronto.
So, I have a question.
Go right ahead, sir.
Why on earth did Darkseid forget that this was here? Like, why did
That's
how
my
did
question.
he absolutely how did he forget? That's completely incompetent for him to just forget where the anti-life equation is.
It is. In the defense, I will say this is him at Uxmas. This is him as Uxmas. Hasn't gained the Omega effect yet. Got his ass kicked, and you might forget you lost the world at your worst defeat. Plus, I don't think they basically the Unity had already synchronized, but he hadn't actually been able to take over the world. So once the Unity synchronized, it's supposed to tell you that at that point. That's why he saw it when they were synchronizing. Uxmas never touched it to actually get the knowledge that the anti-life equation is on Earth.
Okay, so
and not even that. Oh, sorry, go on.
No. Go ahead, buddy. You go ahead.
Yeah, not even that, but like think of what Darkseid told Steppenwolf he needed to do. conquer 50,000 worlds before he was allowed to come back. These dudes
Yes.
are inter-universal conquistadors, effectively. One
Fair.
little speck of dust in one part of an ever-expanding infinite universe. Sorry, for me, it's easy to buy. They forget
But
where the fuck
it's
this
not.
butthole is.
It's not a little speck of dust. It's a little speck of dust with the anti-life equation on it
They
that he
didn't-
knew
they
was
didn't know
here.
that at the time.
Yes, they did.
I don't think he knew it. He didn't
No,
didn't.
they didn't know the anti.
No, the
anti-life
mother
concept.
boxes told
Well,
him.
hold on, hold
The
on,
mother
hold
boxes
on.
told him.
I want Bagface to wake up and tell us what he thinks of the
Arise, Bagface, arise.
Let me guess, it's shit, right?
No, I just kind of fall where Andrew falls, which is like,
Okay, fair enough. I'm
how
just
is this
trying to
dude
keep-
threatening at all if he literally can't even remember where he got his ass beat and where he left
where
his
he left
shit?
his lunchbox?
Yeah, like if this is the most important thing that you need to control the universe, you had this huge epic battle, like a bunch of people, you got your ass beat, you ran away, and you're like, what, do you got PTSD? Are you like,
I'm gonna be real.
bro.
One time I had sepsis, right, and I have no memory of that night. I don't even know how I got to the hospital, let alone the route that was taken to get there. Nothing. This dude got fucking bodied by Zeus and shit, and then
Exactly.
like set off a galactic, God knows how many light years away.
He was with
pretty-
like, was he the only one who survived? He didn't have no generals that left
No,
with
because
him?
that's what I'm saying. He was Uxmas, so like this is before all the things that he's wearing now. Like he didn't have none of that shit.
And
so like before it became
But there
like
were
before he
people
got
there
the
that-
powers,
this dude
retreated,
can
right?
travel through space and time at will.
just space.
Just
Yeah.
space, but space time is the same thing. Don't make me go into this because I will.
Bro,
but
Here we go.
bro, you don't have enough time for that stream. Just for this time in space.
Yeah, this is
I'm just
There's
saying,
no
like,
space.
you got the technology to travel between planets, but that technology doesn't keep track of where you've
Hold
been.
on, hold on, hold on.
There's no
Copa,
maps.
Copa, do you appreciate the mother box?
Absolutely not. I don't give a fuck. Dude, who gives a shit about this? It's like all these MacGuffins that you're supposed to care about or not care about, and then they pop in, pop back out. They don't
the
thoroughly
mommy
explain
boxes.
how these mommy boxes work, and I don't give a
know
fuck.
what?
They do. After
wait,
the
wait,
scene,
wait,
they
wait.
actually do. They do after the
hold on.
scene though.
Copa,
Yeah,
let me
but
ask
you
a
don't-
question. Go ahead.
What?
sorry.
Go ahead.
Finish your thought. No, finish your thought.
No, but I'm just saying, like, they don't explain it to the point where you give a shit about it at all as an audience member. I don't care.
Can you tell me of a MacGuffin that you actually cared about though when they introduced it, just in general? So
C-3PO
I know
and
so
R2D2.
they have a reference.
The piece of
R2D2.
resistance in the Lego movie.
Copa, so
Yeah.
we discussed this last week. In,
I'm kidding.
we discussed this
Okay.
last week, Copa. I actually want Dan's opinion on this. If would this bit of better, if they were giving him unlimited, not an unlimited budget, but a bigger budget, would this have been a better 8 to 10 episode mini series instead of a 4-hour movie? Like, would that have been okay
No.
with you,
No.
or is
No.
it just more of the same?
No.
Okay.
Here's the thing with Snyder is that you could give him an unlimited budget. Just Warner Brothers just zaps all their budgets for all their other films and puts it directly to Zack Snyder, and he's going to make a 30 episode show, and then when it releases, he goes, just wait for the director's cut, guys. There's an extra 90 episodes.
He's
You're not
already
seeing
done that
5
with Rebel
episodes.
Moon.
Yeah, he's already done that.
Guys, wait for the
Rebel Moon.
direct-
There's 2 fucking parts.
All right, Dan.
He's
what
absolutely
do you
bloated.
think? Would you appreciate it a longer stretch of these instead of one movie?
I think a miniseries could have worked. That would have been cool. But when I heard some people thinking that it should have just been 2 movies, I don't think that would have worked at all, because the first half of this is basically all set up. There would have been like no payoff and no reason to see the second one, or no like need
Right.
or want to
Right.
see it. So like,
Right.
I think if anything, if I had to pick between 2 movies or a series, I would go series for sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
because you could stretch things out a little more. Yeah, I thought this was supposed to be a trilogy, wasn't it?
Well, that's the thing. I was gonna ask that. Does anyone know what the original plan was? Like that was
I
supposed to
don't know
happen
the
after
original
this.
pl- I don't
We can
remember.
talk about it. We can talk about it later, but
it was a trilogy.
it was
Yeah.
a bit more like a trilogy. But it's like, I
Okay,
didn't
so
know.
we
We can talk about it later though. But yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't know if
we got the scene where Darkseid shows up because he senses that what Steppenwolf's basically telling Desaad. He's got the, and he's trying to, they're trying to make him really intimidating and just like, oh, how you found it, and it's like, dude, come on. I don't know. The whole thing just felt really corny to me. I get if people liked it, fine, but yeah, I don't know, man. So this,
That does beg a question though, because that begs the question of where where and how should you use fan service? Because I definitely get the idea of like Darkseid coming out and it feeling corny to people who don't know the source material, but the other the people that's fan service for, like me and Ego, they love that. And I'm not saying that's good or bad, but it does beg the question: how do you use it effectively? Where do you draw the line and whatnot? So
agreed.
Right. So they go into a discussion here, and I want everybody's thoughts on this scene where they're talking about the mother boxes, and Cyborg goes through a thing explaining it because Aquaman was asking, like, why does he know so much about it? Is he working for the enemy? And he goes through this whole visual thing about how this box was found initially. So, Vex, I'll go to you on this because I know you love this movie so much. What did you think about the visual storytelling here about the box and its background?
I wrote down a question, so I didn't
Go ahead.
forget. Okay. So this is the pitch meeting, right? Like we get the history of the box, and then they're like, "Oh, let's use it to revive Superman." So, again, even watching this twice, I still didn't understand how they all came to that conclusion. But why is it that at this pitch meeting, Aquaman singles out the only black man there about being sus? Just answer me that. That's all I want to know.
Because he seems mad fucking sus.
Well,
no. Let's be realistic. Hold on. Let's be realistic.
How does he seem sus, though?
So Aquaman he's only been approached by Bruce Wayne at this point, right? Which we saw in part 1 and whatnot. So he's the only one that he knows. He just watched, a kid run as fast as lightning, and then another chick who can, beam out of her wrists and whatnot. And then there's a robot there, and he was just on top of a giant bug robot thingy by Bruce Wayne as well. So you're telling me he's just gonna look at the one black man there and be like, "My guy."
Cyborg was the only one being a dick and acting like he didn't want to be there. So
right.
Well, no,
the other three were like at least happy to be. I don't know about happy to be there, but they were there with less than fuck you intentions. So Cyborg was coming off kind of sus. You're some random nobody kid who has because Wonder Woman, Flash, and Batman, they don't have all the answers, but Cyborg's just out here being able to exposition the shit out of this. And so I totally would think it's sus. I don't,
So what did we think about the actual visual, like him visualizing?
Visuals were great. That was a great interface.
Was everybody okay with that?
I loved it.
I think
I loved it.
As a normie, as I would be called in certain circles. The thing that always fucks me up is like I'm trying to figure out what these MacGuffins are and what they do. And this movie's like, it can take a dead kid and turn him into a cyborg. It could also like revive Superman, and if you stick your hand in it, you see visions of like the ground burning. And like, to a normie, I'm like, so they do everything that you need the plot to do, or like just whatever you tell them to do, or I'm just really lost.
Yes.
Someone said last, I think it may have been Ego. Someone said last episode that the problem with doing movies like these based off comics is most comics are shit, and I agree with that. Like,
I think I said that.
And that's. Honestly, these things are doing what they do in the comics. At the end of the day, that doesn't make it good or whatnot. But I mean, they kind of sucked and could do everything in the comics. So therefore, in the movie, they also can
do everything.
Everything.
Yeah. So it's weird because like you could compare it to the Infinity Stones, but Marvel doesn't do a good job at explaining shit. But they did a good job at explaining like. This is what each one does. This is how they came to be. There's limits to what it can do.
Basically, it's like think of the boxes as like an infinity gauntlet with all the stones on it. That's the best way to think about it. So in the hand. Like, I'm not saying it's not. Yeah. I'm just saying that if you think about each mother box as its own gauntlet, it's like in the hands of the Justice League, it's something that can revive Superman. In the hands of Steppenwolf and his crew, it can actually make Earth more like the world that came from, which is Apocalypse.
Where it came from,
right. It depends on which hands it's in.
I just not to defend this movie too much. Just wanted to like point out that like some of the issues we're talking about with the writing. Like I completely agree these are issues, but they're also issues from the comics. So I feel like unfair to single out the movie for doing it when it was following the source material.
Yeah, we're just saying like if you think it's bad as in the movie, it's bad in the comic too. We're being honest about that at least.
No, that's fair. So this is where I know Vex got a little excited here when they introduced the thought
Did
of
she
bringing back
ever?
Henry Cavill.
Hold
But what do
on.
you
I
think-
had one more question about this.
Oh, yeah, please, go ahead.
Okay. And I guess this is also going to be a bit of a bigger question. So I noticed that throughout this cut of okay, hold on. Actually, let me preface it.
Go ahead, take your time.
Is this the original movie that we were supposed to get in 2017?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
For the most part.
So
There's no way he got an extra like $170 million and tacked on an extra half an hour of movie.
That is because
for the most part, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's because it's like he needed 80% of the movie was taken out. So he had to put it back in, had to go back and do some reshoots. Plus, again, HBO, the thing I told everyone was that HBO Max fucked up because they decided to come out with a new streaming platform with zero new
Nothing
content.
on it.
Right. And so when people said,
okay,
what new
but-
content do you have? They're like, oh, Zack Snyder's Justice League. And they threw money at him to like, yo, finish the movie. And that's what he need all the money for.
It feels to me
It was 80 million, by the way. Anyway, but go ahead.
like it feels to me like Snyder took into account a lot of the issues that like he took criticisms of the first cut into account, which like
Okay.
isn't a bad thing to do by
Right.
any means, but it also
Right.
feels like there's probably whole aspects of the first movie that he would have left in this movie had it been the original cut.
Possibly.
Yeah, he kind of did what
Possible. It's
Rise
possible.
of Skywalker did. Rise of Skywalker, I mean, which is a far worse movie than this, in my opinion. But Rise of Skywalker spent so much time trying to fix what happened in the shitty second. I don't even remember the name of it. That it didn't. It spent so much time playing cleanup for that movie that it didn't get to do anything of its own. And there's a lot of parts in this where it feels the same way. It's trying to clean up so much Justice League stuff that it's not able to fully embrace the stuff that was supposed to be there originally, the Snyder stuff.
Okay, so when we get to this scene, yeah, no, good points. And when we get to, does that
sorry,
answer
I
your
wasn't-
question, Vex? Oh, I'm sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
no, I
My
wasn't.
bad.
I wasn't done yet. Sorry, there was.
Oh,
I
my
just
bad.
wanted
No,
to
no, no,
preface
go ahead.
that. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so this is more or less the movie we were supposed to get in 2017. So I noticed that throughout this movie, there's specifically a lot of inconsistencies with the Aquaman movie that came out ideally the following year.
Oh.
So I'm just wondering, okay, because I was looking at the timeline of all of this. So Zack Snyder was fired or left this movie in 2015.
Now,
Right?
say what is he was fired.
Yeah, okay.
He was fired. Yeah.
So that was in 2015. And according to the production timeline for Aquaman, the script was basically done by spring of 2015 with James Wan's input as well. And then by 2016, they had started like pre-production and all of that stuff. So I just have a genuine question. Is it like intentional negligence for the inconsistency? Did
Which
James Wan go? Hold on. Did
Which
James
incons-
Wan go
okay,
back
go ahead.
and rewrite the script? Like the inconsistencies I'm talking about is like, so for example, Mara, right? She says in this cut that her parents are dead, but then in Aquaman, they're just kind of missing or they're not present, right? There's also the issue of Aquaman getting his armor and his trident, which he gets in the first movie. And it was also confirmed in 2016 that movie takes place after Justice League.
Well, he did get his armor in this movie in the Snyder Cut. Like when Orm leaves, he leaves him with his mother's trident and his armor. The trident that he gets in Aquaman is the actual. Go ahead. Wait.
Go ahead.
Oh, no,
That's like
saying,
that's.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
go
but Vex
ahead.
is saying that the why would he get this stuff in Aquaman if he was supposed to have gotten it in this movie is what
Right.
Because like that's it. That's the ceremonial. That's his mother's trident, and that's the ceremonial armor. The
Captain
trident that he actually gets is supposed to be like the main trident. Like that controls everything in the ocean. Like, that's
Right.
why he wanted to get it before Orm got it, because that's why he could be the true ocean master with it.
Flaccid.
So they're different. They're different tridents, is what you're saying. Because I won't
Yeah,
lie.
I'm
that
sorry,
was-
different
that wasn't-
tridents,
that
different
wasn't
power
clear to
sets.
me, and I'm a fucking DC and Snyder fan.
So-
Even that part, I was like, I don't get that. So.
Everyone knows that the one that's gold is the bigger and better one compared to the silver one.
Isn't this one gold?
No, that one's silver. The one
It's
that's
like bronzish.
It's
Or
bronze.
it's silver in
bronze.
this one.
Silver
And-
bronze.
I just thought it was silver in this because Zack Snyder has a hard on for making things shiny and darker colored. So I didn't realize that they were two
Wow.
different tridents.
Oh, we're talking about his
Touch my
movies. Oh, I'm
things.
sorry. Where were we? Facts. Did you have another part of that?
Sorry,
question?
no, I just like there's other little consistencies like
go
in
ahead.
this
Bring 'em
in
up.
this movie in I think what was it part 2 that they go to Atlantis for that mother box.
Mhm.
there's no one but Mara guarding the fucking box, and it's hinted that Orin has taken the armies to go do other things, but then that's not a plot line that's touched on at all in the following Aquaman when there's that whole brotherly fight for dominance or whatever. So I'm just trying to. Yeah,
I operate under the assumption Aquaman was heavily rewritten after Snyder was fired because of the fact that the Snyder movies weren't doing a lot, and they needed Aquaman to be more Marvel-esque, and they rewrote a bunch of it. I don't know if that's true, but that's what my assumption is. I mean, it was the first Snyderverse movie to make over $1 billion, so.
Because this is like the bit I find even there's a small inconsistencies with Wonder Woman too. So that's why I want to, because I couldn't find anywhere. Is there a reason why there's so many inconsistencies?
Go ahead, Andrew.
Like I don't think any of these movies make sense at all if you connect them together. That's like a big issue with the DCEU. It's like nothing makes sense if you attach it to each other. Like Flash tried to attach itself to both the studio cut of Justice League and Zack Snyder's Justice League at the same time, and it completely folded in on itself. Yeah. There's no sense in this universe. It all just kind of caves in.
Okay.
So.
I feel like that's the biggest issue with my issue with this movie too. Is like it feels like I could have if the movies prior to this one had set something up or set up a tone or like had led into this properly, I might have been on board to actually care about what's happening in this movie. But everything feels so inconsequential leading up to this. And you get to this huge thing that's supposed to be monumental and consequential to like the universe that has no consequence because nothing is connected or makes sense, and it just is so. It falls so flat.
You just gave me an interesting thought. Did you watch this movie? This could just be me. I went into this movie like expecting a one-off, so something that does not correlate to anything else, and so that was my viewing perception. So I didn't even consider.
I would assume that this connects to at least Man of Steel and BVS because those are made by Snyder.
Yeah, well, those are his
and
movies,
then also Snyder also helped make Aquaman. So and then he also helped make Wonder Woman. So if those fit in, great. But those. Both.
Yeah, well, I like specifically like the Snyder Cut because before it came out, HBO was pumping it up as as its own separate thing.
This is the problem with DCEU to begin with. This is the problem with DCEU to begin with is the fact that they saw Marvel coming up, and just completely annihilate them with the Avengers, and so they're like, oh fuck, we gotta build up to the Justice League, but we gotta do it lickety split. Meanwhile, Marvel did it over time with movie after movie, slow rolling into what the Avengers was becoming.
It was 10 years, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
No,
it was more like 6 or 7 years.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Iron Man came out in 2008, and Avengers came out in 2012.
That's the problem with the DCEU. Is that's why it feels so disconnected. Is because they really tried to fast walk the Justice League as DC's answer to the Avengers, and it falls apart. Nothing feels like we're building up to this moment whatsoever, either version.
It feels empty.
I think there's a fundamental difference between the Avengers and the Justice League, though, and I'm not saying it was like I agree with you that DC fucked up by doing that. But that being said, the Avengers have never been and never will be as big as the Justice League. Like the only team Marvel had for comparison was the X-Men, not the Avengers. The Avengers were C level in the comics.
C-team.
No, I was gonna say Bagface had a point.
I was just gonna say to Leon, like, it's not so much that I was looking for connective tissue in this movie. It's just that I'm preempted. I don't know if that's the proper word, but like I'm prepared essentially to be like nothing matters. You know what I mean? Like every movie that I've watched in this universe, none of it has mattered before. So when I'm watching this, even if it is a one-off, I'm like, okay, this is a superhero movie. They're going to do this stuff. The ending's going to be happy, and they're going to get the bad guy. And then I feel like even if he had, he does the whole Nightmare Realm thing. And if they had just, made that the ending of the movie, I might have actually been like, this was cool.
That was the setup. They were trying to, what you saw with Endgame, that's almost stolen from the Snyder Cut. Is like you saw the bad guy win and you hadn't seen that before. That's what Zack Snyder was trying to do, which is partly why it was supposed to be Snyder Cut 1 and 2.
There's Empire Strikes Back.
No, not in these like big multi universe.
He means like
on this level, on superhero level. That's what this was supposed to be. I'm just trying to figure out for you, like, what would have hooked you to make you actually care.
A better written script, like character.
Well, they should have made 5 movies before this movie.
I know that, but I'm like, as a one-off for you.
Fire Ben Affleck. That's a start.
If you write these, like, you have 4 hours for me to care about any person in this movie, and I don't care about a single person in the movie. I know everything that's going to happen before it even happens, and I don't care. Like, which means I don't care about the plot. And there's not a single character that I feel attachment to because they're all so stoic. They're all so epic. They're all
we touched
so
on this last week. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
That was
We had
a fun conversation about that.
Hold on, let me get Dan's take on this because he wasn't here last week. So you hear what they're talking about, Dan. What do you think about that as far as how they went about this and the actual story and caring about the character?
Well, yeah, I've always held those same opinions too, that they rushed it. They were clearly just playing catch up. I mean, Batman vs Superman was what, like the 2nd or 3rd movie, and they already brought in Doomsday, and they were already trying to do all these things super fast, and there was no build up, and you didn't care, and you were disconnected, and I think that's a big reason why they ultimately fell apart. You know, like Aquaman somehow made $1 billion, but it's the second one's not going to make $1 billion.
No,
and
the second one's not even going to make 300 million.
Probably not. Yeah, and it's just been a down ever since, and you just don't care. You truly don't care.
You do. You disconnect from the characters. You just want it to end. That's why most people are happy that if they're looking forward to what Gunn's going to do, I'm not. But if people are, because they're like, okay, Aquaman's it. It's a fresh start. Let's start over and see what happens. I think they should have waited a while. But I don't know, Copa, didn't we talk about that? Like they should wait a few years at least before they jump into the next movie.
For what? For DC?
For Gunn's universe, like the people. I think it was me and you discussed a while back. Like they should wait at least 5 years.
I mean, there needs to be there needs to be some kind of spatial in time, so everybody gets a little reset. Because there's
you need time to miss it. Like you need time to miss these characters.
You also have to take into account that most theater goers, most audience members, they're normies. They don't know anything about comic books. They just they want to watch the next spectacle. And if you say, "Hey, here's a Batman," whatever Batman the fuck James Gunn announced, they're going to go, "Wait, is Batman now? And is this part of Justice League?" And if you just give it like a
is 2 years enough though?
I don't think that's really a concern. I would have agreed with you if it was 2017, 2018, but dude, nerd news, nerd media is mainstream now. You fucking buy this shit at Hot Topic, for your kids at the mall. Like now, everyone's going on. Like you get Google updates from Fandom Wire, on your phone. So people read these little clickbaity articles. Like everyone knows at this point.
Do you know how mmany comments do you see on the internet where they go, "Is this part of the Justice League?"
I haven't seen it. No, about James Gunn. About James Gunn, something none. Almost everyone.
But he hasn't come out with something yet. Just wait.
No, James, but he told you when. He's like, 2025 is when it starts. That's actually the problem with Blue Beetle and Aquaman is that no one's gonna watch because it's like that's when.
And especially with
it's a wash.
Especially with Blue Beetle,
I've
you
seen
have
that
the problem
with Blue
where the Blue Beetle. James Gunn said like, "Oh, the character's canon, but not the story." So it's like, what do you mean by
it's
that?
It's confusing. That's why I wouldn't have said that.
I've seen it with Blue Beetle too. People were like, "Is this part of the Snyder universe or the Gunn universe? Which one is it?" Like the people are confused.
He did the video announcing the order to everyone,
but not everybody's seen it.
Yeah, but
not everybody is deep involved, and that's what I'm trying to convey. Is not everybody is like watching the next James Gunn Q&A session, going, "Oh, okay, I get it."
That's what I'm trying to figure out, though. You want to have enough time to breathe, but I'm saying like 2025 is enough time to me. For people, it's like, oh, okay, well now it's the new thing because it's like, well, hey, it's Aquaman, and then that's kind of it until Creature Command. But that's it. November, December, or January, November or March.
But that's late. So it's more like a year and a half, 2 years.
Okay, well, that's enough. That you don't think that's enough time to breathe?
No, I don't. But I think.
Wait.
Hold on. Let Copa finish.
Here's the deal. I don't think a year and a half is going to be enough time, and my faith in James Gunn is just waning at this point.
I'm not a fan.
So I think those two things are just going to play against
left is impressive.
Can we talk about the introduction into the greatest character in the history of DC movies that's introduced here? So, okay, moving on with the plot. We get this scene with Martha, what we think is Martha, and Lois at her house. And Lois has become like a recluse at this point. She just doesn't work. She doesn't do anything. She even says, like, everywhere I go, I see his S and I miss his penis. And basically,
I see his face.
I see his face. So, like, Martha's trying to say, hey, listen, I understand he was my son, but you got to come back to the living. Like, it's not healthy for you. And okay, this is what Leon, do you want to talk about fan service? So he throws this in. He said he did this for the fans. Let me see yeah, okay. So I don't know what you guys thought about this, where he just turns into the Martian Manhunter. This is obviously just to say, hey, I got him in the movie. Here you go. He's finally in the movie. And it's the guy, and using BA's argument, this is what was supposed to set up everything before. Go ahead, Vex.
Okay. Why is Martian Manhunter disguised as Martha to talk to Lois? That's what I want to know.
That's Martian Manhunter's thing. He disguises himself as humans to fit in with human society, and so I'm I'm curious when you ask that question, what is your angle for that question? Like, why I don't know, why wouldn't he do that?
So
Go
ahead. No, finish.
Oh, okay. So I asked that because, again, it seems like there's intent with every scene that is in this 4-hour movie, right? I could understand the scene if it were just Martha and Lois, because this is just more developing of how much Lois misses her, the effect of Clark's death and whatnot. It's fine. It makes me appreciate their relationship more.
It was a good scene.
But then, to throw Martian Manhunter in there, I'm just wondering, what was the point of him disguising himself as Martha?
It didn't make sense to the plot either. I get what people are going to probably say. Well, yeah, again, like Leon, this is what he does. He tries to help humanity. It would have made, to me, the scene would have had more weight if it was just really Martha.
Yeah, I agree with that. Just it should have really been Martha. So go for it, Ego. Sorry.
To me, this is just a throw in. This is just to say, hey, I got him in the movie, guys. You happy? Clap for me. I mean, am I wrong?
This, unfortunately, is the one time where I wish they would have gotten Zack Snyder off the grill, because the scene doesn't make any sense. And now I'm like, where the hell did Martha go after she lost her house?
and the argument. The argument that was made by the
excuse
guy in the clips in the beginning is that this right here, this fucking scene sets up what everything happens in all the movies before it, which makes no fucking sense because we didn't know this wasn't even planned to be in the movie. He just threw it in.
That wasn't a good idea.
The assumption that I've always operated on is that he's, and again, this is purely my headcanon because I agree this is a very poorly written scene that should not be in the, I shouldn't say it shouldn't be in the movie. It should be in the movie, but it should really be Martha. But if they're gonna have it be Martian Manhunter, what they should have done is it basically be his confirmation that this world is worth fighting for. He sees Lois's devotion to Superman, and vicariously through that, he sees Superman's devotion to the human race, and that teaches him that the human race is worth fighting for, and that's how he's going to join the fight now that he knows that in his own heart. They don't do that, but that's what I always assume they're going for.
I want to get Dan's take on this. Dan, what do you think about them throwing in Martian Manhunter just to throw him in? I mean, to me, it was a terrible scene, but what do you think about it?
So ever since the first time, I've rewatched it like twice. Ever since the first time I skipped through this scene. It just feels
it's painful.
It just feels so forced and cringy, and it just I literally can't watch it. I skip right through this part. I just can't.
It's almost like Zack Snyder's patting himself on the back while editing this, going, "Hey guys, look, I did it." All right, Vex, go ahead. Sorry.
So someone mentioned in the chat it's because Lois is the key, which we only find out through the epilogue. But if that's true, that's still, again, that doesn't really give me, in the context of the scene, why is Martian Manhunter doing this? Like, there's no even hint on his face afterwards, or like him breaking out like a notepad or some shit to be like, oh, Lois not a threat or something like that. It's what's the subtext of it is not very clearly.
It's because they're trying to harken back to Batman v Superman when she wanted to get the truth, even though he was going to stonewall her on. He said, oh, you actually have a good heart. You're human, but you're different from the rest of people because you actually care, and the world needs a caring person.
No,
I know. I know. I know. That's again. There's a 10-minute block of this video that starts with the Martian Manhunter introduction that should have told him to get off the grill. This is where it was well done when it should have been medium rare.
So moving along, so this is where they dig up Clark Kent here because
I hate this
they're gonna try to rejuvenate him through the mother box because it just brings life to shit. And then so Alfred's basically telling Batman, are you sure you want to do this? Because what is the phrase he uses? Like don't something with the charging bull and don't with
Red
the red
cape
I don't fucking know.
He's like, you
Don't
sure
count
about
on it,
that?
Batman.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
about
are you
that?
sure?
Are you sure?
Yeah, well,
about that?
this bull fights back. It's like, okay, Bruce. And then they get into the military unit here and do their cyborg.
Which I love. Seeing Ezra Miller in the military outfit. It really goes to show that "Don't Ask, Don't Tell" is being upheld. So
Nice.
So go ahead, sorry.
I'm sorry. I actually this was one thing that I got upset about because if he knew that in Batman v Superman that you could use a dead Kryptonian to make Doomsday, why did you leave Clark's body in the ground? If I'm Bruce, like I would have had a contingency, like he should have been stored somewhere. Because I was like, wait,
that's a good
if
point.
he knew that I was like, why didn't he do that? I know you don't want to disrespect your friend, but it's still a threat if someone can do it again and get back into the ship.
Cope, are you still with us? I was just dreaming of Gal Gadot's wooden acting.
Kal-El, no.
More like Kal-El, no.
We'll get to her wooden acting later when she's trying to save him.
You know what? That's
lasso
not a
truth.
Krypton.
They should have had a voice actress come in and do her voice, but actually
dub it.
Yeah,
real.
Tell me who you are.
No,
been alive 5,000 years and can't learn.
This is where they break into this place, and the cyborg's dad's like, no, this is not something's wrong here. And then he's like, never mind, it's my son, we're good. So this is where they have the okay. So this is where they now at this point they weren't. Was there anybody contesting this at this point? I mean, I knew they all were, but the machine didn't start telling them the bad stuff that was going to happen yet, right? It's when a cyborg puts his little gay tentacles into
there's some dialogue here that was actually we're not there yet. Okay, never mind. Keep playing.
Well, okay, well, is this the part Vex brought up? Is this the part where you see the pregnancy test in the drawer?
Yes.
So.
Okay, so it's implicated. Now, I we'll get to the end of there's one scene at the end of the movie that she brought up a good point about this scene. Why was that there? A little Easter egg that she might be pregnant. I thought that Kryptonians couldn't do that with humans because the DNA was all fucked up.
No, they fixed that later.
Yeah.
Fix it later.
So this is low.
Yeah, I mean, it's good that this movie kind of ended up axing that because it means that we never got gay Superman because that's what ends up happening because of their kid. But
word.
Stop it. So this is where Lois
gay Superman over this movie.
Don't do that. Don't be that good. Don't do
this is where Lois basically realizes she's got to get her shit together, and then this is just a lot of drama. They put his body in.
I really don't like this scene showing his corpse. That made me really uncomfortable.
It's weird, right? Go ahead, Vex.
But that's a personal thing more than a criticism.
They all agree that they're going to come and do this, and you see them very clearly all walk in together. And then Aquaman suddenly just becomes a bitch, and he's like, "This is a bad idea, bro. You came all this fucking way, and now you're fucking throwing a conniption."
If you're gonna do voices, just do the Dracula one because that's my favorite.
Box.
I wish.
I wish they just
one mother box.
I get that it's just trying to show a bit of conflict to raise the tension in the scene, but it makes zero fucking sense when we saw them all agree at the table together and then agree to dig up a corpse and break into a government facility.
There's got to be a grumpy in the group. Like, I don't want to do this. We shouldn't do this. I told you we shouldn't.
It just feels off, though.
It should have been that should have been shown in the earlier scenes. Like, it should have been clear that he was against it when they.
He said that. He's like, you bring something back. You don't bring something. They ask for it in exchange. That's the scene where he's talking to Wonder Woman. He's like, Atlanteans say this. She's like, Themyscirians say this too. Like, I don't like this, but I'm here, so I have to protect the world. So I guess I'm here to
This is
watch.
high school?
and talk my shit at the same time.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Vex. Go
You
ahead. I
said
love
that, okay? Now, okay, Flash. If you fast forward, right? Flash does his
Yes.
autism thing, and
No, he had hearing loss. I sympathize. Okay.
Okay.
The man
so
said
this
go.
is a-
He said no. Okay.
So
That's
how
all.
does Aquaman know that? Oh, if you bring something back, it's not
It's a
necessarily.
saying. He said it's a saying. We have a saying that if you bring someone back, they're going to ask for something in return, and the ship confirms that after this scene.
Okay, that was what I was going to get to.
That's what this
So,
is.
Once Cyborg connects with the fucking machine, it's telling him, don't do this. Maybe, because then it shows you that basically the apocalypse fucking happens.
Mhm.
Lois Lane dies. Every character fucking dies off here. They go one
But
by
we
one.
only see Wonder Woman for some reason.
No,
That's how it
Aquaman
starts.
gets stabbed right here.
Aquaman
He
right
gets
there,
stabbed.
yeah.
Oh,
Aquaman
okay.
gets stabbed.
Where's
Then he-
Batman?
Good.
How dare you?
And then this is where Lois Lane is burnt to a fucking crisp, and you see her
Good.
skull just dangling. And then obviously this is where Superman turns back.
Anti-life equation right there. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
then-
where he
well,
gets-
there's Superman. There's Batman's mask he's carrying, Vex, right there in the picture. So.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
love
he's
how they
de-
always hide their bad CGI in shadows, and the
Like
sun
this?
is always directly shining into the camera, so you can't see their face. They did it with the
Yeah.
Flash too. It's just
Yes, oh,
some
God,
of the most
yes.
god awful shit.
Well, the
I've
worst
ever
thing
seen in my
was
life.
the Flash. You could see their faces, and you didn't know what you were looking at.
Their
That was
faces
fair.
look like they copied them from a bootleg from another movie and pasted them on CGI bodies.
It's dude,
That's
300
what
million,
Flash is like.
$300 million budget, by the way,
Oh yeah.
or more. Dan, let's get to Dan. Dan, what do you think about the resurrection of Superman here? What did you think of this whole setup?
I don't know. I mean, I guess as far as the whole movie, I guess it's fine. This part didn't really bother me. I mean, you got to bring them back somehow, right? So
Right.
I was fine with it.
Well,
Yeah.
can I make a point here? So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, buddy. So like Lois go. I'm gonna make a Vex joke here. It's gonna be funny. Lois goes to the graves, the monument for basically what you assume is the last time she's gonna go because she's gonna move on, right? And then coincidence that Superman comes back and water's gushing everywhere.
Wow.
Well, that was also kind of weird for me too,
Go ahead,
because
Vex.
this is taking place only a couple weeks after Batman versus Superman. So it feels kind of odd that like 3-4 weeks she's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna move on.
I thought it was a
fuck
few
you guys.
months. I thought it was a
I was
month.
gonna. s-
So the
Close to a
Justice-
year.
The Justice League one is like close to a year, but Snyder's cut is a few weeks afterwards. That's why in the intro we get
yeah, go
all
ahead.
of those shots
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah.
final fight from BVS.
Vex, I have a surprise for you. I know you were very excited about this scene, so I made a couple of little. This was Vex right after this scene. Why is it not working? Oh my god, it's perfect. This is why. Yard.
This is the greatest show on the internet. I'm glad I'm back.
God damn it!
I'm glad I'm
It
back.
worked.
Am I in
Don't do it again.
huh?
Hit it
What
again.
was that?
I'm just
Screen
like
share.
pressing buttons.
I could
and
only
nothing's
hit it again.
Sorry, Vex. I had a funny thing for you. That sucks.
I'm
Thank you,
really
Cobra.
confused what was supposed to be there.
Well, it was supposed to be a funny thing, and then oh god, wait, hold on.
It's even
Something's
funnier
happening.
now. I bet you the other thing wasn't going to be funny at all. I guarantee it.
Not as funny as this.
Yeah, that was funny. No, this is funny.
All right. Never mind.
okay.
Never mind. Go ahead. We're moving
So,
on.
Superman is revived and whatnot, right? And
Mm-hmm.
he's looking around, and the Justice League pop up behind him. If you want to scrub forward a moment there, Canoli.
Okay. What? I'm scrubbing. I'm
Waiting.
scrubbing.
Okay, there we go. He's like, his back, right?
His back.
So so Wonder Woman and Aquaman share that, we have a saying, right? This
Mm-hmm.
still doesn't explain how they know that when they resurrect someone, it's not the same person that comes back. And I have this issue because literally they gave us the most useless piece of information about how the Flash needs calories to heal and whatnot, which is never revisited for the duration of the film again. But we're not given a little bit more just hints or drops of information as to why Superman has no memory after he comes back from the dead.
Yeah, maybe they just assume you've seen Pet Cemetery.
Fair.
Like
Fair
Cemetary's
point.
a different scenario though, because we know that it's all
Jim Max, I'm
tied-
joking. I'm joking.
Okay,
You need to
okay,
explain the rules of Pet Cemetery. I'm
Actually,
joking.
Pet Cemetery.
That's where I was going. Sorry.
Oh my god.
But I'm
Um,
just wondering, why is it that of all the useless information we're given that's never used again, why is the most central character in this universe, it's not explained why he comes back temporarily evil?
It was kind of supposed to be more. It sucks, but it's supposed to be kind of something that you're supposed to hold on to for part 2. Like,
See,
the thing is
it
like
affects
he
his argument
realizes
sequels.
he realized he died. That's the first thing, and like people just show up saying he's back. Like, I don't know which ones you guys are. And again, it's like it's almost like when Zod first got to Earth, like his power sets were out of whack before he figured out how to hone them, and he's kind of in survival
in
mode.
15 minutes.
Plus, it's like if you died, I mean, it's like, well, hey, if I'm reliving just before I died, and now it was dark, now it's light, people are running up on me. Like he doesn't technically know who Wonder Woman is either because he just met her right before he died. So because he's got working about that, and then worried about Cyborg's apocalyptic technology, which treats Kryptonians as a threat, it puts him in survival mode too.
Okay,
and again, it's a lot of headcanon. It's a lot of headcanon. I admit it's a lot of
I was
headcanon,
about to say,
but that
how
what they're
much-
supposed
Hold on,
to
hold on. Go, one at a time. Go ahead, buddy.
Well, I was going to say, how much lore do you have to absorb in order to understand and fully enjoy this film?
understand a lot, enjoy more than a lot.
Okay, and then
I'm not gonna lie.
Here's one of the issues I because fucking his armor treating Kryptonians like a threat bothers the shit out of me because on Kryptonian
How?
homeworld, Kryptonian's homeworld, they're fucking normal. They don't have powers. Why
No,
would they be a
no,
threat?
no. But they were. He said they were in like Man of Steel. They said like, "Yo, we're conquerors. We go out and conquer other planets." So there's a potential that say, "Hey, if you were messing around and going off
right.
planet,
My bad.
yeah,
My bad. You're
that's it's just it. Plus, with the mother boxes, they could have remembered what the Kryptonians used to be because
Okay,
they're
that's
millions
fair. I'll
of
give
years
you that
old.
one.
Again,
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of headcanon though.
Yeah.
So
It's not
you-
really
you
fair to normies.
Okay, so you've explained that, okay, he just met some of these people before he died, so that's why he doesn't remember. But he spent basically a whole movie confronting Bruce Wayne, and he still looks at Bruce Wayne indifferently, too. On top of that, people that are just kind of standing by, not really doing anything, he's also shooting lasers at. So,
Vex, how do you feel about Henry giving himself head right there?
it doesn't even look like him. That's the
I know,
worst
that-
part.
Copa, is that some bad CGI right there?
Yeah, his
Well
abs
done,
are
White
definitely
Bear.
more ripped in real life. Dude. I've been like all the pictures that Vex sends me. I have studied that man's body up and down. and I
wait.
guarantee you-
Is that for research purposes or personal?
Look, okay, what me and
Personal
Vex do
research.
in private chats with Henry Cavill is our thing, okay? But let me tell you, go ahead and play that clip again.
Oh yeah, hold on. You know what's
Go
funny?
ahead, play that clip.
The people on YouTube saw it, but we can't. They're seeing you right now, but we're not. So there you go. But I hope they got a thrill out of that.
Yep,
Someday,
that's it.
Someday,
That's
I'll
what always
someday-
in my that song plays in my mind 24/7.
As much as people want to hate on this film, I understand you cannot deny this moment here is
That was
fucking
awesome.
badass.
That was dope. Hell yeah. Hell
Oh,
yeah.
with the flash, and then yeah, they
With,
can't.
yeah, with
do that.
Superman's eyes moving, this
Yeah.
oh shit moment,
Yeah.
like oh right here, this is like fuck
Cooking.
yes.
Absolutely cooking.
I'm gonna agree. Yeah, this was kind of cool to show just how powerful Superman is. Yeah.
I have
This is like one of the
problems with it,
things
but
I
it's
retained.
both- It's in both movies.
Wait, who has problems with this? Hold on.
Me.
What were
I
you
have
saying, Copa?
Problems with this.
Oh, I was just saying this
So
is
do
actually
I.
one of the moments I retained.
I liked. Yeah, yeah, because it was good.
It was good.
Yes.
One. Yeah.
Does Andrew have a blanket?
No, it's
Wow.
a big stuffed crab.
Oh, Andrew, you're killing me with adorableness right now. Come on, man.
So cute, man.
Its name is Liberta.
Oh my.
What the fuck is happening?
I
Well,
don't
while
know
you
what's
play with
happening either.
your crabs,
He's child levels of cute right now. Okay, that's all
well,
it
he
is.
he is like 4. Backface, is he alive? Backface, you all right there, bud? How you doing, man?
Yeah,
You just chilling.
I've tried to hop in a couple times, but you know, people are talking, so I'm just chilling.
Me and
So-
Bagface are both dead.
What you got to say,
This-
man?
This shit sucks only because like, yeah, like Is everyone as fast as the Flash? You know, like if Superman can react as fast as the Flash and pretty much run as fast as the Flash, like I guess he's a little slower. He can't turn back time, but that's basically like arbitrarily written in because we need the Flash to go the fastest. But they're all like moving faster than bullets, and it just, you know, why can't like fucking Cyborg be slow? Why does Wonder Woman move fast enough to stop bullets? Why you gotta do that?
Because it's like it's levels to it. I'm just okay. It's like this. It's like if you ask Sha'Carri Richardson to rush or race Usain Bolt. They're both fast, but one's insanely more faster.
Actually, I'm pretty sure this movie proves that Superman's faster.
Hold on. Before we move on,
Who the fuck said? Wait, the fuck you said what?
This movie proves that Superman is faster than Flash. It happens.
Hold on. Whoever said that?
Wait.
Who the fuck?
I'm on the top.
Doesn't it happen in this scene?
It happens. It's not in this scene, but it happens later in the
Hold on,
movie.
put a pause in it.
Wait. Hold on. Copa's got to bounce. He's got baby duties.
My bad, dude.
Yeah.
No, you're good. Copa.
Yeah.
Lovely having you back for the Snyder Cut.
Yeah. I picked the day, didn't I?
Next time it won't be a shitty movie like this. I promise.
I went. Hey, I'm coming back to Triple M on.
Hey, we're doing
on the 18th.
Spaceballs next week. If you want to join for that.
You better
You're
be
damn
on
right. Oh, a good movie? Nah, fuck that. I don't want to be here.
No.
I'm just sad you're not here for the epilogue of this movie.
Oh God. Is it?
That's where it goes down, bro.
This is the Joker one, isn't it?
Yeah.
You live in a society. Oh, you son of a bitch!
Just come back.
Son
Just
of a
come back
bitch.
if you can. We're still gonna be going.
Yeah, it seems like you got. I think I might be able to come back, but for right now,
don't worry
I
about it.
gotta
If you
bounce
can't,
real quick,
go.
Hey, man.
You want to shout out anything before you go, or?
Yeah, the channel's back. I have resurrected from the dead, and I am reviewing none other than, get this, The Flash. I made the mistake.
Yes. Coco,
Yes.
when you resurrected, did you view all of us as threats? Our channels as threats, just like
threat?
Superman.
Because
when your channel resurrected, did you look at all of us like we were bad guys?
Oh yeah, did you act like Superman and pretend they were?
Yeah. I was specifically targeting Leon as just to be sure and clear. Oh well, ego first because he's black. So,
oh yeah.
I mean, first. Damn, it's not a black horror movie. Shit.
Might as well be.
Ego's got to go first.
Yeah, listen.
But anyways, yeah, the channels. I'm back. I'm resurrected from the dead, or at least from the baptism, and so here I am reviewing The Flash here soon. So I would say it's dropping Wednesday, but we'll see where it goes. No later than Thursday, though. So
awesome.
Well, they made the mistake of putting it on HBO, and I made the mistake of pressing play. And then since they wasted my time, I'm going to do a review.
2 mistakes means you really wanted to see it, bro. It's okay. It's between you.
Dude,
okay.
do not tell me. Do not sit here as I'm 1 foot out the door. Don't tell me that you like The Flash.
Wait, you like The Flash?
I didn't like it. I loved it.
No. Oh my god! Oh, dude, you're gonna love it.
Okay, no, I'm cooking. It's okay. I'm cooking.
No. Please don't cook. Please, Ego, don't.
Oh god! Wait.
Too late. It's already on the grill. It's cooked.
Let Copa go before he throws up. Now,
sorry, dude.
That's it.
Review. You're gonna love it.
We'll look out for that. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Listen, dude, it was great having you back on, of course. And next week is Spaceballs. So there you go.
Yeah,
a lighthearted comedy.
Dude, I'm not coming. It's too good of a movie. You bring some crap in here. Something.
There'll be crap down the road. Well, we got to do another Snyder
Marvel
movie.
is coming up.
Yeah, we got Captain Marvel.
You know what?
Yeah, listen.
Big admit here.
Never I'm on that one. Yay.
Yeah, I never seen that one.
What, Captain Marvel?
I'm gonna have to watch Captain Marvel.
You haven't seen Peak?
Yes. Well, here's the thing,
Peak
though.
what?
Little
Peak Valleys
on that show. Platoon chose to be on that show, so you can be on with him and talk about it.
I can't believe he did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he chose that movie.
I gave him like 12 weeks worth of movies, and that's what he picked.
Lord of the Rings? No. Captain Marvel? Yes.
Yep.
I'll watch Captain Marvel be on that show. Absolutely. You know why?
It's in November.
It's like crap. Yeah, and I think I'm going to have a Yo show Sunday. I'm not sure. But
okay.
I have a good idea that was given to me from a good friend of ours. And he said, why don't you just do a rated R stream? Like, have a big panel like this, have everybody come on and talk about their first rated R movie. And that sounds pretty amazing. So maybe Sunday we'll all sit down and talk about our first rated R movie for my channelversary. What?
Just watch.
In theater or watched? Like
watch just ever your first. Yeah.
Yeah. We could do that. That'd be fun. That sounds good.
That sounds good. All right. Thank you guys.
All right, guys. Appreciate you,
All right.
man.
Peace.
Take care,
seeing
everybody.
you after all this time, Koba.
See you later,
What?
buddy.
It was nice seeing you again after all this time.
Oh, I know. I have a beard now. It's white. I'm
wait to see it.
I'm Copa the White now.
Oh, nice.
Just
You
make a
shall
Copa.
not pass.
Tell Flaccid that too, because he doesn't believe I'm white.
No,
All right, bye
Flash is-
everybody.
Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Flash has got his own problems. We didn't go over the part where the worst acting of all time was, where Wonder Woman
Hell
goes,
no.
"Tell me who you are."
Hell no.
Kal-El. Why does she talk so slow? Does she have downs?
Yeah. Also, it just bothers me that they're calling him Kal-El. Like his
Yeah,
mother
not
called him
Superman.
Clark. His father called him Clark. It's probably best you call him by the name he was given by his parents.
I like how Batman here was
Right.
like, "Oh shit."
Question. I don't
ahead.
remember this
Go
in
ahead.
Batman versus Superman because his identity for the most part was still secret. But
Mhm.
was it? I thought it was revealed that Clark Kent died as just kind of like an aftermath of this fight.
That's the way they made it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so then why are they out loud saying that his name is Clark here? Then if his
Again,
No, they're not.
This is
They're
that
not,
10
right?
minutes. They are. They are. It's
Oh,
this,
they
this
are?
is the 10 minute
Oh.
stretch. I wish I could forget because
Yeah.
she clearly calls him Clark several times in this
Yeah,
movie.
Yeah.
The other
Clark!
thing is the
She
fact
yells
that
out his name.
on
yeah.
the
Leave it to a
comms.
woman
Look
to
at
fuck everything
Alfred.
up.
Alfred on the
Right.
comms during this movie calls him Bruce. That's the other
Yeah.
problem. It's
Yeah.
it's endearing. It's
Mr.
endearing
Wayne,
because when they're
right?
in trouble, they don't say their actual code. They say their real name. So it's like, okay, you care. Only problem is the fact that you tell me that other people can find out their identities, and you're saying their name over like a comm. So
This
again,
is
this is
the
that
one
10 minute stretch that I really wish I could forget because of this reason.
This is the scene where Vex was very jealous of Amy Adams,
Mhm.
where she's touching.
Bro,
all of
I was
them.
jealous of everyone on this set. This dude, for half of the movie that he's in, is just straight beef,
Half-
shirtless.
Half naked.
That's
There
Yeah.
she goes.
Thud right there on Vex. Distant thud.
Distant
Right.
third. He's just stupid.
Vex, I need to
so-
introduce you to my ex-wife because she found my obsession with Henry Cavill unhealthy, and I need her to listen to you to prove that I'm normal.
You know what? Your wife clearly a lesbian if she doesn't understand. it.
Wow.
Sorry.
After she let me, she moved in with 2 other women, so you might be onto something.
Oh, there you go.
Wow. Wow. That's a bad scene
Double
there.
lesbian.
Scissor
Cool.
me timbers.
Caesar. So this is where we get Steppenwolf comes for the mother box, and so if you remember in part 1, where fuck is that Asian doctor's fucking scientist name?
Ryan
again?
Choi.
Asian doctor.
Ryan
I
Choi.
guess.
Yeah.
Ant-Man.
Sorry, Asian scientist. He was talking to Cyborg's dad about heating up the mother box, right? That it could withstand a lot of heat.
Did you
So in
just
this
say
scene,
the
he
butter box?
What?
said butter
Did I-
box.
I heard butter box.
The mommy.
Wow, you heard what you wanted to hear then.
I mean, earlier, Cadol, you did say he comes for the mother box. So, I mean,
Right,
you know.
and you did say
He's
finger
coming.
box earlier as well.
What are you doing, Steppen, brother?
His nails would hurt though. Just saying.
Dude, he's got
You got 7 fingers.
That's an
Yeah,
intense
see?
fisting right there.
Wow, that is true. That would hurt.
That's true. That's
So he
pounding.
heats up the mother box and basically marks it for them, but he actually kills himself in the process. And of course, Victor Stone's got to witness his dad dying in front of him. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, to be fair, black dude in a movie like this, he's happy his dad was there at all. Like, let's be real.
Wow.
Yeah.
Backface, wake up.
There could be a there's
I
a
don't know
world
about
in
that.
which
This guy's based as fuck.
there's a world in which he lived in Terminator 2 just to see his son grow up and then he dies in front of him
I
again.
think Bagface is recovering from all the drugs he's been taking from being sick.
No, I mean,
I like that headcanon though.
hate this
you go
movie.
like
I don't
you
know
know,
what
being
else
a
to say.
Terminator, make this Terminator
Yes.
movie. That works real well.
Dude,
I got you,
like,
Bagface. I know.
when I was
ahead.
18, my best friend died in a car crash, and I had a better time
Oh.
dealing with that than I did watching this movie.
Christ. Wow, dude.
Hello,
Real.
darkness, my old friend.
At least this
Man.
time you got snacks, you know.
All right, hold on. Here you go. For everybody who doesn't like this movie, we're on the last part, okay?
not.
Best part,
finally,
for sure.
we finally got to part 6.
Best part.
This is a big
this is-
part. Holy cow.
No, there's an epilogue that he's forgetting. There's technically
well, I know
Oh.
technically yes, but still, I mean,
There you go, Vex.
There you go, Vex. I'm touching his.
Just stay there for a little bit. What's going
All right,
on?
What is fucking Miss Sassy says? When did White Bear turn into an Indian woman?
This is Vex representation right
That's
here.
vexing his AI vexing. So okay, so we get him going back to his farm, which is foreclosed on. And he breaks into that house. He commits a crime, but they take they take a shirt out for him, which Vex gets upset about. I think this is where he's starting to like remember everything at this point, right? He's like, I
Well,
remember this.
when he saw her, that's where the memory clearly clicked, right? And that's why he took her. He just said, "Let's go," and he took her home, right? Because he hasn't been here for the foreclosure at all. So I was fine with that. That worked.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
I like this part here where Bruce Wayne's like, "This is Alfred. I work for him."
I did enjoy that.
You're skipping a bit of Henry Cavill being adorable because when he says, "Was I not before?" Like when what does she say? You're so cold, or you're so Lois Lane says something to him, and Cavill responds with, "Was I not before?" And he does it in just this most innocent, adorable puppy dog way.
I will say when he got shocked back to life, he temporarily took a left on Retard Boulevard, and he was just being brought back from Forrest Gump mode.
Talk about Vex's future husband like that.
No, I mean clearly. They didn't bring the right one back. That's all I'm saying.
Vex's face is like,
that's all I'm saying.
Am I getting divorced? Hold on,
ma'am. When they brought him back, he was like, "Was I not talking to him before?" Thank you, Johnny. I mean, come on. That's the one. For a few minutes, he was kind of on the spectrum, just a little bit. He was down for love.
What am I missing here? Okay, yeah. So this is where they're going to find. They're finding these the box right through the Bruce Wayne satellites. And they figure out they're trying to put a plan together here at this point, basically, and just trying to go through here. Yeah, so this is where he's out in the field, and then doesn't he say something about her wedding ring? He's like, "Are you wearing it?"
I'll take it as a yes.
I take it as a yes. Yeah. Okay. It's cute. It's, good. It's a good scene. Good little bonding scene between them.
I really will say I think this is one of the few things that the Snyder Cut gets right, is because I think I've mentioned
more
this
of
before.
this.
Yeah, in Man of Steel, I didn't really get the relationship. Even in BVS, it was just kind of thrown in there. But here, it's like, okay, I can genuinely see that these two, like, they actually have some chemistry. Finally, 3 movies later.
The other thing that they didn't really explain to you, or you had to think about, was the fact that Perry knew that he was Superman too.
Right.
Because when he died, it's like the biggest story was Superman's funeral, but he was at Clark's funeral at the same time that Superman's funeral was going on. So he had
Perry was Lois's boss.
Right. So I'm like, Lawrence
Fishburne.
Fishburne. So he had to have known. That's why he said, "Yo, you need to focus on this. Stop fucking around with Batman, because I know you're Superman. Focus on that. Leave Gotham." Right, leave it alone. So it's like, that's the thing, is like, they didn't really show you until you watched it, like, oh my God, Perry knew he was Superman. So it's like, it took a while. That's why all the relationships kind of seem kind of like sterilized, is because it's they don't explain the relationships to you. They just try to show you, and it's like, well, you might have to kind of tell me a little bit more to show me, because
by the way,
right, it shouldn't have taken this long to see them have this much chemistry.
I want to go with Nas's comment. He wants to see Zack Snyder make Radio versus Forrest Gump.
I watched that. You know what that'd be like?
Yeah.
I got superpowers. No, you don't.
No,
you don't. I do.
I got chocolates.
I got radio.
So this is where the mom comes back, and I like this fucking line he says though. She goes, "Is it really you?" And he goes, "It's me. It's really me, Ma." Little bit of a goof right there, but whatever. It's cute. It's cute. It's cute. Okay. Yeah. And this is where, while they're getting their plan together, he's eating again. Well, Ezra Miller likes putting things in his mouth, if you haven't noticed. And then this is where Bruce tells Wonder Woman the premonition he had, the dream that he had, right, in BVS, about what he told him was going to happen. And that part was, I guess that was not in the original cut. That was added in.
That wasn't.
So, yeah. So this is where the big, what the fuck is this thing called? I don't even know. The big ship.
Bat carrier or something like that.
Sure, whatever. We'll go with that.
That's what Cyborg had been working on the whole time, where he was like inside.
He fixed it.
Yeah, he fixed the software update. Yeah.
So the mother boxes are not synchronizing as he thought, Steppenwolf.
It's an iOS update. He had an iPhone.
Yeah.
iPhone mother box.
He's waiting for that fucking update to go through. Yeah, so like I said, while they're kind of getting their plan together, everybody else around the world noticed there was a big, like, a loud boom, right? Or some noise that alerted them that the mother boxes were together. Let me get.
I didn't know. I didn't know if it was that or if it was like. I thought it was like Superman flying and he was breaking the sound.
That was later.
I thought it was. I was confused. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, okay. No, you're right.
This moment, by the way, is fan service done well. Seeing all the different Superman suits from the comics, I thought this was super cool for fans.
And they did give him the black suit, which was the original.
Which
plan.
was so fucking good.
It was awesome.
Because that's what he wore.
They changed the color of his suit. Win.
Which, again, we'll come back to this, but
guys, I saw Darth Vader win. That's what you sound like.
You suck.
That's what you sound like.
Hold on.
You suck. You should get off the grill.
Like.
You should get off the grill. You suck.
What were you saying, Vex?
No, I'm just curious. It's black here, and it's black for the rest of the movie, but then all of a sudden, it's red in the future.
That is that's a future version. We'll explain later. This is a Jesus scene right here, by the way. My wife was like, "Yo, that's Jesus on the cross." I was like, "Yeah, he got off."
He did this in the they did this with the Brandon Roth Superman too. When the Superman Returns, he does the same.
This
shit.
is exactly. It's why I told everyone it's space Jesus, literally.
See, I like all the the Jesus Superman parallels and allegories.
It was bitten by two Jewish dudes that were saying this is what Jesus should have been. That's all I'm saying, and they were trying to show you with the movie.
Whoa,
What?
are we saying Jesus was lower than Superman? Are we?
No, we're saying they wrote
that was
and
obvious.
saying. Oh Jesus Christ! It's like
Hold on.
like
hold on.
What?
White Bear, are you alive?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything to say?
He does a line. I'm alive.
I'm sorry, buddy. Have you been wanting to say anything, or are you just so done with this
No,
movie?
sorry.
by
If
now?
I would say anything, it'd probably be interrupted by Wonder Woman's theme.
Lamentations.
That's not even the right key. That's the
I know,
worst part too.
It's much better though.
Nah, it's not better than Hans Zimmer's theme. Sorry. But
what is
you got
going
some-
on? Oh, they're now in Chernobyl
they
or
crash.
whatever,
Yeah,
right?
they crash into the fucking
Chernobyl,
site.
yeah,
that,
pretty much.
he's-
Yeah.
So here's a because I do notice that they do input this in a lot of other comic book movies because the world seems to know what's going on. But how is it there's no like military or anything being like, hey,
It's Chernobyl. You can't.
if it's like
you
Chernobyl,
can't-
there's nobody around.
yeah,
I'll put like this. I don't want to interrupt you. Go ahead, Vex. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. I'm just wondering, like,
We're losing
sorry.
her.
Clearly Chernobyl's radioactive, and now we've got
Right.
all these life forms here. Like, why are there no red flags anywhere?
I would say
in the
because
world?
they're trying to say it's like Chernobyl, but against considerably hotter. Once you have the mother box and it has the defensive domes and the unity is synchronizing, it kind of makes it less radioactive. Therefore, it is actually better to be a human on this place. However, it's just the fact that it's like, hey, if it's a dead zone, who the fuck? Oh, come on, man.
Plus, do you
I'm
really think
sorry.
Putin would let the U.S. bring their
Yo.
military in there to check this shit out? Come
It's
on now.
right. I didn't want to put it like that, but it's like, well, hey, if it's a dead zone and you know it's in another military demilitarized zone, you wouldn't go. Plus, there are parts of North Korea we know zero about because they don't even give us the real maps. So it's
That's
saying, well,
different,
hey,
though. Like, it's just the whole
I
world
know,
has
but it's like,
acknowledged this.
but it's like, well, hey, if it's in an area that's been contaminated by the radiation, and he says like, yo, this place is toxic, it's perfect. Start it here. So it's like, well, hey, mother box is going to make it a little bit more habitable, whatever.
Habitable.
Would that
Habitable.
work?
I like habitable.
I like habitable.
Habitable.
That's not
it's
answering my question at all.
Hold on,
That's
go
not
ahead.
What's the
answering
question? What's
my
the question?
question is, why is everyone just letting these fucking aliens settle on Earth? Why am I not seeing copters or anything floating around? Like,
Because it's
rightfully
like, well,
so,
if
be worried.
I mean, it's like if with other countries, like, yo, if something happened in your country, it's like, well, hey, like we're gonna investigate, but we're not saying shit to anyone else. I was like, that's the difference. That is also the difference between, but that is the difference between Marvel and DC. Marvel made everything happen in America. DC was like, yo, it can happen anywhere. We're saying it's gonna happen in a place where like there's been a nuclear fallout. I will say
Still not
this. I will say
answering my question though, man.
what's the question? Like, why didn't they?
It sounds like an answer to me, Vex. I'm confused about your question too.
No,
basically you're saying why doesn't the Russian spy police or the army go to the place with the nuclear hot zone?
Why am I not seeing any human intervention? That's what I want to know because this has been going on for weeks now.
We talking about? No, they're still investigating. Half of Gotham thinks that Batman did it because everything's been happening in Gotham so far.
Wait,
that's what I'm saying.
They think Batman did this at Chernobyl?
Oh, Jesus Christ! No, I'm saying the description they get. Oh my God! You make him left on retard Boulevard with Superman when he got resurrected.
Life is like a box.
Turn right. Turn right. Let's turn right. Let's turn right. Let's get on right on the right track. All right. So basically, so when all this was happening, right, all of the activity was centralized around Gotham. So when people gave the description, they're like, "Yo, that looked like a lot like Batman." So like, "Yo, Gordon, go. We think it's Batman." So he's like, "Oh, that's not me." He's like, "Oh, it's not him," and they dropped it. Everywhere else that it's happened has been Atlantis and Themyscira. So nowhere else on Earth do people know that it's happening.
All right.
So when they actually get the mother box, they choose like a very toxic place to actually set it off.
It seems like it's a very minor detail, I know, but I just remember in BVS, like there was a very clear human intervention in there, right?
Yeah,
when it was just
it's still America though. That's what I'm saying. That's one place where everything happened. Right, Metropolis. Metropolis.
This is going on.
Okay, like basically, it's like saying that everything that's been happening in Gotham has happened in Brooklyn, and everything that happened in Superman happened in Manhattan, really close together. Everywhere else is kind of scattered. So it's like outside these two places, like nowhere else knows what's happening. So it's like, well, hey, if it happens way the fuck over there, we don't know about it. And so
I'm not saying that America has to intervene. I'm just saying in general, where is the human
why is
response?
Why is nobody intervening?
And this is like a continuity thing that I just noticed in all of Zack Snyder's Justice League, in which the human element of all of this is just forgotten. Like,
but Batman v Superman, they did tons of coverage. They tried to do it through CNN and all the news outlets talking about the responsibilities of Superman if he has to have them. Like that was a whole bunch of human element that was in that movie. And this one is saying it's the point where, hey, people are just getting grabbed and they're like, yo, it's happening in Gotham. So like, do we really give a shit? And Gotham, they're like, I think it's Batman. And they're like, oh, it's not Batman. Who is it? And while they're trying to figure that out, the rest of this stuff is happening.
Hold on. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No. I was going to ask Dan, like, what up to this point, what do you think about what Bex is trying to ask here? Like, do you think there would be a human element to this where people react, even if it was a foreign military, like they're just witnessing this shit happening?
I was just thinking about that. So, like, you want some type of like a perimeter or something like that like what happened in Batman vs Superman. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I didn't even think about that when I was watching it the first time, but I mean, it would make more sense if something like that happened. But I think at this point, they're just like, screw it. Let's just do this big battle and not worry about any other actors and anything else to throw into the scene. Let's just get this done.
Well, I'm sorry. Well, Dan and Vex, what kind of human interaction or human element would you guys want? Like, you want the governments getting involved or what?
Well, Vex, go ahead if you want to start.
It's not even that. I'm just saying, again, if we go back to just kind of, Man of Steel, for example, right? Superman has that fucking battle with, oh God, what's his name? Zod. There we go. A lot of destruction of Metropolis. Clearly, there was a lot of life lost. It's not addressed there, even though one of the big kind of developments that happens for Superman's character is that he finally goes and kills someone, and it happens to be one of the last remaining Kryptons, like his own people, right? Then at the beginning of BVS, they kind of revisit that, in which, Batman sees that Superman is creating all this chaos because he lost his like office manager or some shit like that, and you see a loss of life. Even if we just look at Wonder Woman, like Wonder Woman's whole movie, she's just trying to protect humans, and we see her try to protect humans in her scene in part 1 or whatever. So I'm just compared to a lot of other, I guess, compared to superhero films in general, there's always that aspect of the heroes are here to protect Earth and its inhabitants. But it seems that the inhabitants are forgotten for all of this movie, and it focuses more on just how are each of these individual characters benefiting kind of this situation to prove their worth to the universe and whatnot. That's all.
If you're going to see a big giant red dome created, like, Well, yeah, somebody would.
It's in a nuclear fallout zone,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
You don't
yeah, but you would
go
still
there. I'm just
It's
like,
not
that's like okay. But y'all saw Lion King, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Remember when he said everything the light touches is our kingdom, and where the dark zone don't go there. Okay, that's this. Okay, no, that's it. Okay, that is this. Mufasa told y'all. That's in the dark zone.
Well, Chernobyl was heavily monitored.
I'm
throughout.
sorry.
Chernobyl was heavily monitored throughout all of its existence ever since the fallout. So, like, people know what's happening in Chernobyl. So they would have something to say about it, right?
Hold on, Bagface, you got any thoughts on it?
I will tell you this, man.
If this is where y'all get stuck on,
do y'all just really want just people to just go live on Twitter or Facebook like, oh my God, there's the red dome over Chernobyl.
Hold on.
Seriously going down nuclear fallout.
Go ahead.
If we're going to talk realistically, yeah, there should be a whole bunch of people here from a bunch of different countries because, you know, there's aliens and gods fighting in a radioactive area.
You're not supposed to be in a radioactive area, though.
Dude, people fucking tour Chernobyl as like a tourist attraction.
Yeah, there isn't actually radioactive. It's a common
areas that are safe
but
where the radiation is low.
There's nothing to indicate that it's still radioactive. He just says that's toxic, and we just assume
Did
that
you not see nuclear reactors that were there, though? They show those.
It's an abandoned city.
One at a time. Yeah.
Okay. It's just overall, the point I'm trying to get at is Zack Snyder seems to forget that there's humans. The word human is in humanity in a lot of his movies.
All I'm saying is I'm okay if Zack Snyder said, fuck them humans. For 5 minutes. For 5 minutes.
The whole point of these movies then.
5 minutes.
But he's doing it the whole movie.
No, but he's
He
not.
said 5 minutes.
I gotta push back on that. He's not doing it the whole movie. He actually, like we called earlier to the, what this movie did that Justice League didn't. Like during that first big fight scene, they actually made it to where Batman, Flash, and then prioritized saving humans as opposed to the Justice League version where he just like it says fuck them humans. Batman versus Superman, not only do you have the recap of Man of Steel, but so much of it's like Superman going to court and humans having to accept Superman and that whole discussion. I don't get the human element argument you're making because we do see it.
What do you think about the lack of humans? Like Vex's point, I get what she's saying though, but do you think it's not that it's not realistic? It's a fucking comic book movie, but
it's funny. I didn't even think of it, but like a lot of stuff that Vex picks up on, like I wouldn't have noticed it, and that's why I think she's.
Yeah,
so
I know.
good.
She's like that in our chats too. Did you notice this part when the sun was glistening?
I will say this: like the human element is what I actually hated about the Marvel movies, especially when they did Civil War. It didn't make any fucking sense. As like if the government tried to put me together, the government tried to put us together as the Avengers. But then we find out the government
actually that wasn't the government. That was Nick Fury specifically.
Nick Fury worked for the government, though.
He was pretty much but the government was telling him not to do it in Avengers.
But they're like, well, it's Hydra anyway. So that's the other problem I have is the fact that they told you not to do it because they're Hydra. Then when they get together, they find out the government's 80% Hydra, and then when they actually come back in the Avengers and it's Civil War, they're like, oh my god.
All right, let's not argue about a better movie than this. Okay, let's move on.
What? Don't do that. No.
Oh, fuck, you're gonna make me scrub.
Don't do this.
Wait, are we actually saying that?
All I'm saying is, I'm just glad when it's God. It's God on gods, and we don't really have to worry about the fate of the humans because God's doing God business.
So they could just go.
Not only that, but think about the Justice League cut. What was the Flash doing at this point? Fucking saving some fucking Russian farm people that didn't fucking matter,
and then running away.
So much better than when we did have the human element.
He's saving humans. I thought. So in the Justice Cut, he's saving humans. Isn't that what you're complimenting this cut for doing?
No, you're not supposed to live in a nuclear fallout zone.
It's how it's executed. Like in the Joss Whedon cut, the fact that they decided to have this one family live in some rough nuclear area where no one else lives, and that's Flash's one job. Flash, the fastest man on Earth, save these 4 people while everyone else is fighting the gods. It's executed poorly there, as opposed to. So if you're gonna execute it poorly, don't fucking do it. At this point, they actually made the wise call to just give us the fight scene, let Flash actually do other stuff, and
let him run in circles for 15 minutes. That's way more entertaining, boys.
So just to move on, yes.
Hold on, Bagface had something to say.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bagface. Go ahead, buddy.
Oh, I don't got shit to say. This is just some dude playing with his action figures. That's it.
You know what?
That's totally
I feel
fine.
I feel personally attacked, sir. I feel personally attacked. I need you to take that back.
I'm saying it's good.
I'm joking. I'm joking. Bro.
I think in some way, you know, like I think a lot of us got caught up in Marvel trying to be like, you know, like what about this? Where are the people? What are the ramifications of this? And then DC was just like, you want to see people do big boom? And some people are like, yeah, I do want to see that. I'm like, cool. If that's your shit, I mean, cool. But it's not.
I do have them, Sammy.
That's the only reason I pointed out. It's because it's a central theme in Man of Steel. It's a central theme in BVS. It's a central theme in Wonder Woman. It's even a central theme in Aquaman after this. So why is this the exception when they're literally?
I hate having to argue for this movie, but they're technically trying to save the world right now. So I feel like in some ways you could be like. It's kind of like tertiary trying to say that there should be humans around when they're still trying to save the general population.
Is this this caption here a euphemism for Vex and Cavill?
Yes.
I think it's crazy that this is the moment where he reveals he has ice breath. Not any.
Okay, so
been doing that.
I was going to ask you, what do we think about his entrance here? There's a big difference from the original movie. So
it's awesome.
I like this part.
Not impressed. Hell yeah!
I don't remember his entrance in Justice League, but I remember it in this one. So
I think he flies in. He goes, "You need help with this guy?"
He walks in, or he doesn't walk in. He flies in and he says, "I'm a big fan of justice."
Oh yeah. It was so cringy. Yeah,
I'll take it over this. This both with Justice Cut and this, it makes the rest of the superheroes completely obsolete because Superman is just so OP.
He just beats the shit out of him.
Like it's like level 60 God comes into like the new level 1 zone.
He's got glowing eyes for you, Vex.
Cringe, man, cringe.
I know. That's my whole. That's the autism kicking in. Look at those fingers.
I don't know if this is my bias. I'm a massive Superman. I'm a Batman hater. I'm a diehard Superman fan. This gave me everything I wanted in a Superman scene.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I did kind of like this fight right here.
Look at him.
Okay, and here I have a little bit of a weird detail nitpick.
Here we go.
What about his shoes?
No. Okay,
your nitpick is he's wearing a clothes.
No.
Yeah, he's not naked.
So earlier in the film, right? Well, I think it was like 4 after Superman's been resurrected, or part 5, whatever. He's blasting through everyone, right? He sees Bruce Wayne. He uses his laser eyes on Bruce Wayne, and Bruce Wayne somehow has the technology in just his fucking wrist cuffs
Gauntlet.
to block. Yeah, gauntlet. Thank you. To block this alien laser, but Steppenwolf over here with his cool compact armor and whatnot still gets part of his head lasered off.
That was the part that wasn't shielded from his laser eyes. I mean.
No,
plus the gauntlet that Bruce was working on was taken from the ship, which was Kryptonian, which would be able to dissipate the energy. Steppenwolf's armor is not anti-Kryptonian. Therefore, the lasers took his ear off.
Are the mother boxes laser proof?
No.
They're not?
They absorb heat. That's different. I see where you're trying to go. Yeah, you're not going to trap me. You're not going to trap me.
No, but that adds more problems, I think.
Wait, what? What adds more problems?
So if the mother boxes can absorb energy, as it's called.
Yes, sir.
Why don't they make a bunch of suits that absorb energy?
Yeah.
You know what? Why don't we ask them on Apocalypse? Why don't they have suits that absorb energy? Okay, bro. I don't know.
It would be a good idea. I'm just saying.
Do it.
Go back to sleep, Andrew. Go back to sleep, sir. Go back to sleep. I was cooking just well. I had everything baked in the oven at 350, and now you're trying to get up messing up my cook.
What's happening here is that your Cyborg's trying to separate the mother boxes, but Flash has to build up like an electric energy charge or something that when he touches, I don't fucking know what happened. I kind of lost track here. I figured out, but
Flash, the fastest man alive, gets shot again.
Yeah, he gets shot.
He's running in a circle, and it flashes every time he's in the same spot. The Parademon did some math. Shot, and he kept saying, "Victor, please let me know."
Wait. The Parademon turned into Rain Man all of a sudden.
You didn't see that? It kept flashing when he's in the same spot. And he looks. Oh, it flashes here.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna shoot.
I'm a good shooter.
Why didn't Flash see that?
Because he was running in a fucking circle, dude.
But he
He
has
said Vic.
he has
he's
picked-
picked-
wait, but every
you want this
Flash probably
motherfucker to
did
see that far out as running as fast as he is.
Okay, if you're as
like
fast
you don't get
as
you don't know what
are-
tunnel vision is, bro.
Okay.
Go ahead.
We've all seen the Flash. We know what Flash's vision supposedly looks like when he's running. That's why he didn't see it. It was all CGI. To him.
I would not touch the Flash if I were you, if to make the comparison, because the Flash tears this movie apart in terms of
Let me ask you a
continuity.
question here.
Flash
Let me
is
ask you a
actually-
question
wait,
here.
hold
Maybe I'm wrong
So-
here. So when the portal opens, it starts opening up because the mother boxes are ready to sync up.
Oh yeah.
Could they not jump out and start fighting against the Justice League?
They did not know because well, the thing is, you need the environment. I think he needed the environment to be close to Apocalypse to actually enter. Because when he enters Xmas, he actually has the Unity synced up, and he
But how
slams
does-
the ground to begin.
So
to
you can
terraform
get
him.
you can get
That is not
pushed into.
explained.
So you can get pushed into Apocalypse like Steppenwolf does, but you can't come out of Apocalypse and go into Earth.
I mean, he's
No,
he's
like,
scared.
He's saying physically
Obviously.
he's good, but the environment does
Right.
not.
He
It's
does not have
a
the
cool
beams.
environment. He's
Right.
trying to effectively terraform that portion.
terraform.
To be like a
All right,
pocket-
all right,
pocket.
all right.
What?
All right. Just asking. There's the worst actress in the world.
Real.
That didn't look like
So the-
Jennifer
so
Lawrence
this-
to me.
So this it finally synchronizes and everything explodes. Now, Flash does Flash things here, and this is a big plot hole in the Flash movie. Is that he actually reverses time here, but that he forgot he did this in the Flash movie.
I had a problem with that too.
He just
I had a problem
fucking
with that
forgot that he could actually do this. But
Do
like,
that,
we're watching
yeah.
it. Even Mrs. Sassy goes, "Wait a minute, how the fuck did he forget?" I was like, "Listen, plot holes, major plot holes."
He had
And-
perfect timing on this.
But
time
Vex,
travel.
I'm gonna ask Vex and Dan this because Vex, start with you. What did you think of this scene of him reversing time?
I actually like this scene.
Good score too.
Yeah, I
Very
didn't
good.
mind this scene. This does what the Flash was supposed to do far fucking better, and I didn't want to compliment Zack Snyder, but I'm gonna
That's
compliment
okay.
him here.
Once in a while.
Yeah, I
Um,
didn't mind this scene at all, but again, this just makes me think, like, it reminds me that this movie came far too fucking soon, and we should have
Yes.
gotten a Flash movie before this. That's all.
Yeah.
Yes, they should have did.
Mm-hmm.
Dan, what
Yeah,
did you think
the
about
music-
what do you think about? What do you think about him reversing the reversing time here and how this whole setup came about at the end? What did you think?
I thought it was fine. Didn't this scene win some type of award at like the Oscars for like fan moment?
It
And they
did.
said
It
was
got
all
a lot.
bots.
Yeah, it was cooking.
bots, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, it's a memorable scene. I think it's fine. I didn't really necessarily. Speaking of this whole vibe in general, I think that part when Superman came and just started whooping Steppenwolf was like really cool. I think it was one of the
Hell
coolest
yeah.
moments of the whole
Fair enough.
movie. But
My man Dan.
it was fun. Yeah.
White Bear, you were
Go
going to
back
say
to
something.
cooking ego.
It's in the oven right now.
Why do you say? Go ahead.
Just the
Whitey.
way that they use the music right here, that they took advantage of the scene and all that. That this is probably my
Favorite
one of
scene.
my few liked scenes in the movie.
Yeah.
It's great. They did it so well, and it was. I was looking at the movie earlier. I was like, yeah, I feel that. So
Yeah, there's some good scenes.
you got it has to get a compliment. Yeah.
Bagface, were you actually invested seeing this part?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Bagface. What did you think
see,
about this part?
Like, it's visually well done, but again, I just go back to like, I don't give a fuck if any of these dudes win. Like, I
Yeah.
barely know what they're
Right.
fighting for.
I know what
like,
you mean.
I just don't.
terms of-
I don't care
sorry.
about any of the people doing the things, even though the things are
Okay.
fucking cool.
So
And they
it
look
doesn't
cool.
hold any emotional weight. You're just like,
Yeah,
whatever.
It doesn't even
happens,
hold any
happens.
like story weight to me because I'm like,
Right.
if they lose, do they lose? Like,
Damn.
Hold on. Go ahead, Vex.
Oh, never mind.
I also
my
had a
question
problem
was
with it.
answered when you clicked forward, so you're good.
So my problem with it was just because it was purely spectacle. Because like we've shown that Flash is willing to break his one rule of going back in time earlier. Like he did it for the box.
Mhm.
So when he does it again here, it's like, bro, you already did this. Why are you contemplating breaking your rule again? Like,
Yeah.
if anything, this
Because
is
he
a
broke
scenario.
the first time.
What?
You didn't want to do it again.
It's because he didn't want to do it again. Like I'll put it this. I think that essentially what The moment he resurrected Cal, and the minute the ship said the present or the future has been rooted in the present, that was the flashpoint moment. That's what diverged the timeline. So this is like him actually going back in time on the same timeline that he just created, which is fucked up considering when you go to the Flash movie, he doesn't know that he's already done that, and they have no connection to it. So for me, I consider when he woke Superman up and the ship confirmed it, and Victor saw it and Batman saw it. Oh, so we're saying this is the divergent timeline right here.
I see what you're saying. And then the whole thing with Cyborg separating the boxes, and I guess the boxes are trying to fuck with him a little bit, right? They're telling him,
they're trying to influence him and turn him to the dark side.
Right, and he's like, "Nope, I am not alone." Then Superman comes and saves him by pushing the boxes away, and it breaks up the synchronization. And good old makeup compact guy here gets stabbed through the fucking chest with the trident from Aquaman, and then he gets his head chopped off.
Yeah.
And then he goes flying through the hole and gets stepped on by Darkseid. And he's like, shit. And then you get the whole team looking back at Darkseid like, yeah, try it, bitch.
He doesn't even try to like Omega Beam in there. He just
that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, try anything, I guess.
I got a question, actually. Why does the Darkseid? Were they opening the portal for Darkseid to come through with the mother boxes? Is that what was happening?
I don't think so, because if it was the Unity preparing him to step through, had the Unity actually done what it was supposed to do. Otherwise, he would have had to have boomed tubed there. But it's like, well, hey, it's just me. I'm going to ready. He says I need to ready the Armada. The anti-life equation is already there. So, I mean, like, I know where it is. I just got to get my troops ready, and I can pull up.
We have to use the old ways.
The old ways. You know what I'm saying?
I still think he should have did something through the portal. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying.
Like, what was he going to, like, you can't just rush. It's like,
again, like Andrew says, you got
this is the problem that Thanos, this is the problem Thanos had when he tried to run up on the Avengers when he was the 5-year version before.
So like, not only is what is his name? Darkseid there. Not only is Darkseid there, but his entire army is there.
His whole Parademon army's there.
He said we would use the old ways.
Why does it?
He had to
screw the old ways. You have a portal there.
Swine. Let the man go through the old ways of ritual.
All three of
preparing the Furies.
All right.
Wait. Did y'all even know who was in that scene? Like Darkseid was there, but y'all know who else was there?
The Mother
Goodness.
Yes.
And then we had Desaad, and then we had the Parademons.
Yeah.
Mother Goodness.
It's Granny Goodness. Like it's
Granny Goodness. Her name's Granny.
Granny Goodness trains all the people on Apocalypse to be.
I knew Vex was going to do that.
Her last name
is okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Where do you get these fucking names?
Yeah, I really got to ask. Not at any point do you say these names out loud and just be like, "Wow, this sounds fucking retarded."
You know what, Vex? I was bringing you back from Retard Boulevard. Okay, perhaps I went left with you too, or both on there together. Okay, just
hold on. Do we miss here the booyah moment? Do we miss when he doesn't say booyah?
He does. No, actually, it's like, I would have waited for another movie to be booyah. Your Brave and the Bold movie could have been Cyborg and Flash. I would have loved that.
Wait, hold on, Leon. You said you did not like that they took that out.
Yeah, that's fucking Cyborg's catchphase. Him not saying "booyah." That's one of the very.
But it's racist. That was the argument, right? That it was racist.
What?
That was actually an argument.
There's no fucking booyah moment. Now I'll put this: had he said booyah when he hacked into the computer, or when he changed his friend's grade and said booyah as like I did it, and then you call back to that at this point, okay. It's not a booyah moment. We don't know he said booyah.
Did you just say dig up his friend's grave and say booyah?
No, I said grade.
Removing his flagship line is so retarded. That's what everyone, even filthy casuals, don't know dick about Cyborg.
No. Wait.
We haven't been told he's a booyah kind of guy. Who knows? He's a booyah kind of guy. We don't know.
Hold on.
All I'm saying is
they removed it because on the Snyder. I swear to God, I read it because he thought it was a stereotype for black people. That's swear to God. That's what he said. Booyah.
I've never heard a black person say booyah except for Cyborg.
That's probably fair too.
Maybe when their father comes up.
No self-respecting black person has ever said booyah. That's what white people think black people say.
You're a special
No,
breed.
how about this? Everyone white that watches sports knows that Stuart Scott said booyah. So therefore, they know that black people say booyah because Stuart Scott says it. Right?
We
don't say anymore.
No, black person, not black people.
We don't say
so
anymore, but I
hold on,
mean,
we get to Vex's favorite part of the actual part she liked the most is the epilogue.
Yeah.
Of the movie where he puts together his father's recorder
he
back and
uses
listens
telekinesis.
back. He's cyborg, goddammit.
He can control plastic.
Actually, that power would be technomancy. That's technomancy, not telekinesis.
There's plastic in there. I don't know if plastic counts as technology, but
nerd.
Come on, you nerd. Yeah, so Aquaman's gonna go visit his father, of course, he says, and then Mr.
He's probably trying to warn him about Book of Boba Fett. Like, Dad, don't do it.
Dad, don't do it.
This egg roll guy here gets to become the boss since a cyborg's dead, and this is where they talk about the This part was the same as the original movie.
This shot I liked, but then I was like, man, this movie sucks. Why is this shot in here? Because I know that this is a dead end. Like,
yeah,
setting up all this stuff. This epilogue is absolutely useless, by the way. I hate
that was
all of
just. How dare you, sir?
Hold on.
Why do you not like it? How can you hate on an epilogue?
He's right though. It is absolutely useless.
Zach knows that this is it. Why is he adding stuff to lead up to other things that will never happen?
Because it's it's close-ended. This is the epilogue of the story.
Close ending that opens up more doors.
Sir. Why would you wake? Oh my god!
So,
rate today. Are you serious?
Ego. This is a closed ending that opens up like 15 more doors.
Yes.
Read the source material
for no reason.
All I'm saying, why can't a man say like, "Hey, this is an option I left open to you"? Why are you taking away the hope of this movie, man?
I think you left the stove on.
Why do you do this?
That is what the S stands for. The S stands for hope. God damn it!
The Snyder Cut has the S symbol for hope. It's the hope cut.
I get the point, but he's right in a way. Like, why have an epilogue when this is nothing?
Why have Martian Manhunter?
Nothing's going to move forward
Why
in
not?
this universe because nothing's going to move
it's
forward.
It's fan service to
it's fan service.
Everything that we knew because Martian Manhunter.
Oh, you got white bears drinking and smoking now. Look what you've done.
Hell yeah, exactly, bro. Exactly. You're hype about it. Exactly. You're so hype about it. You got to drink and smoke to kind of settle your nerves. I understand.
You left the oven on, sir, because this is like that's not closing. This isn't a closing. It's an opening to so many other things that.
Mama Sasquatch says this epilogue left us wanting more. That's what a good art does. Good art makes you wanting more.
Hold on.
Who needs a mid-credit scene when you have a 20-minute scene?
Stop for a moment.
Sasquatch brings up the perfect reason why this exists, and it's because Zack Snyder was like, maybe if I put all this shit in, people will cry on Twitter enough that WB will give me another $500 million to make more shit that no one will fucking watch.
You know what? They should have made
However,
instead we're getting James
and his fan base.
All I'm saying is, had y'all known what Snyder had in store,
I mean,
you would have been wanting.
Guardians 3 just made $800 million. How much did this movie? Oh yeah, right. It went straight to.
Don't do that. Don't do that. That's not his fault. Okay, they gave that man the money. They say you do it. Don't do this back face. All right. I was just starting to like.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
What?
Ego. Hold on. Stop drinking the Cope juice. Okay. This is 100% his fault. That's why we don't have a Snyderverse anymore.
Hold on. That is not his fault. The man made 80% of the movie. He's like, I'm sorry. My daughter is no longer alive. May I please attend this funeral? You may attend this funeral. Meanwhile, hey, Joss, we need you to rewrite 80% of this movie. Yeah, come through. And he's like, this isn't my movie. And now it's like, well, hey, let's give you more money to finish the movie that we thought you shouldn't have made, and we're gonna give you more money. What do you think? What do you think he's supposed to do? What you want him to do?
Make a good movie. That'd be nice.
Let me get a fresh.
Who said that?
What do you think? Oh, I want to hear.
I'm not buying you anything for Christmas, okay, man? I'm not buying you anything for Christmas.
Let me hear Dan's thoughts on the epilogue. Since, like I said, he wasn't here last week. I want to hear his thoughts on this. What do you think about how this finished and what we're talking about? How there's nothing going to happen here. So, what do you think about this epilogue?
Yeah, it feels like more fan service than anything, but I hate when movies have like 5 endings, like all these like scenes that feel like it's the final scene, and then there's another one, and then another one. It takes
Yeah.
like 20 minutes, and the movie should have been over by now. I think it was pointless.
Oh,
But
gotcha. Dan
whatever.
hates Return of the King. It's been confirmed. We got it.
What?
Return
Too
of the
many
King is
other
a
work.
different context.
Yeah, but that's a great movie with a ending. Well, the
Yeah,
ending's
that
not
has
bad,
good
it's just-
writing. That's a good thing.
Yeah. And then there's Vex's point about the Cavill at the end. We can't see it, but he pulls open his shirt, and then there's the blue and red.
So,
No, go ahead, sorry.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We find out that Lex Luthor was, he escapes, and then we have a tease of what's his face?
Deathstroke.
Deathstroke. There we go. Played by a
Yeah.
Sicilian, by the way. So Sicilian representation.
Yeah, he's a good man. He's a good man. I like that guy.
Yeah, I didn't have any issues with this ending at all. It is what
Well,
it
Ben Affleck was supposed to make his Batman movie with him as the villain. That was the
Yeah.
whole plan.
Yeah.
That's
Right,
why they
right.
threw him in, which would have been a great because he's a great villain in the
That
whole.
would've- yeah,
He's
dude,
great.
yeah, Joe. Yeah,
And he
this
looks
would've
just
been-
like him. It's
Yeah.
perfect casting. I mean, perfect casting.
Do you know who he is? Out of curiosity,
he's an actor.
Yeah, Joe
Joe Manganiello. The first, do you guys? He's Flash Thompson in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Yeah, he is.
I
Yep.
love that fun
Isn't that
little detail.
crazy?
But,
All right, and then we get the the fourth ending. Of the movie.
I hate this.
Yeah.
So,
This
okay.
you could tell was added on. Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, I actually. So the reason I like this part of the movie the best is because it undoes or rewrites everything I've seen in the Snyderverse and almost gives me a fresh slate to work with.
That was the point. Why would? Because y'all didn't let my man's cook. This was
man
he
had
was
to
trying to tell
retcon his own ending. He had to retcon his own
That- no, 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 no,
universe.
That's what I mean. Yeah,
it's not a
Backface, don't do this, man. I need to smoke. Whatever you smoke, I want to smoke this after that because I need to relax too after this. No, this was his original intent. His original intent was to say it's supposed to be in 2 parts. The first part was supposed to be them dying. The second part was that scene with Flash having to go back and say, "You need to find us earlier so this shit don't happen." That was the whole point
Oh,
of
it's
this.
a time
that was-
travel movie. Oh no.
Yes. I didn't say it was I didn't say it was a great thing. I'm just saying that was the original intent. It's like, well, hey, I had to fix the shit you messed up and clarify the shit you messed up. But my original intent was, oh shit, is that Cutie Pie Go High? My bad, White Bear. I know who that is. My bad. Anyway, I'm saying that was his original intent. It's like this scene was supposed to be in it. What you got, Vex? What?
I'm
Let us
sorry,
get back to the road together.
You're saying
What?
that he undoes his entire universe?
No, he had to undo what Joss did because 80% of his movie was taken out. He had to put the
I don't know if
80%
I'd say
back.
80 because like
He said 80% in interviews. Like him to himself was like, "Yo, they took 80% of
Okay.
my movie out." And I
Yeah,
put it back.
he can say that, but I've watched Justice League. It's the same plot, brother.
I didn't say plot. I'm just saying the way you put things together.
Yeah,
What do we-
I
what do we-
mean, the plot may be the same, but the movie is cut differently. The light,
Right.
the scene structure. I mean,
Like
it's
the
a
lighting,
very
the
different
tone,
movie.
the
you don't have to say it's a much better movie. I mean, I think it is. But I get why a lot of people don't. But
It's
it
much
is a
different.
very different movie.
So you see,
like,
you
in
see how they
terms of,
they
how
completely
it's put together.
They completely changed the Joker's look here. I mean, he went
Yeah.
a
Oh,
complete
yeah.
180 from what they did in the movie with the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Thank Christ.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's
God, I hate Jared Leto.
Really? For this one? Yeah.
Oh no,
Okay,
Jared Leto's the worst.
He actually did a great job.
His
Jared
better-
Leto has been
his
awful
best
since
role he's
before he
ever
was
been
the
in is
Joker. Jared Leto
American
was
Psycho.
awful when he did that fucking 30 seconds to Mars man. Fuck Jared Leto.
He's
said
best
that?
when
I
he's getting
like
access
30
to that.
seconds.
No. Jared Leto actually did a good job, right, man?
I did.
When you
like
say
it.
fuck him in general, or just as the Joker.
But
No, fuck him in general. Jared Leto is my least favorite actor / musician of all time. I can't fucking stand this man. He's a
Bro,
talentless
you don't
man.
you don't fuck with 30 Seconds to Mars?
I
Come on,
hate
man.
30
Fuck
Seconds
no.
to Mars, bro. They're one of the
Bro,
bands that
come
started
on.
the movement of shitty emo bands. Like,
30
oh,
Seconds
dude,
to Mars.
emo
Come
killed
on,
punk.
Come on.
Jared
No,
Leto.
no,
is
no,
one of
Seconds
that.
to
Leon, I'm sorry, Leon. Do you like Maroon 5?
God, no.
oh no.
The
Okay,
first album's
I
fine.
double check. Because
Yeah,
I was
the
saying,
Hold
first
on.
album's
Hold on. Vex has something to say about all this. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, what happened?
Okay, anyways, 30 Seconds to Mars is awesome. But that
Thank
aside,
Hell yeah.
the mid.
yeah, no, so hold on. You're saying that so he shot this scene to undo all of the issues from the Joss Whedon cut, but it
Yes.
also undoes everything from like Suicide Squad. It undoes stuff from Aquaman as well. This is basically just fan service. This is why I appreciate it, because I got to forget the rest of the shitty DC universe and actually see something with some potential.
I will put this. I will say this. If you imagine that nightmare sequence that he had before this, and is an extended cut, that's what this is. Now, does he? I didn't say he didn't undermine Aquaman. I said what he was trying to do was say, hey, look, Joss Whedon cut. I had to rewrite what you messed up, but this was my original intent. If that undermines some other things, hey, I'm not fighting those. I'm saying that he had to rewrite it to fix what was messed up, and this is the original intent. That hey, I was trying to make a nightmare verse where, ironically, there's supposed to be a bunch of other things that happen, but it's like, hey, Lois dies, Clark gives up his will to live, becomes, Red Sun Superman, and goes around just subjugating everyone in the name of Darkseid. The heroes have to go in this apocalypse-like wasteland to figure out a way to get either kryptonite, or they got to figure a way for Flash to go back far enough to prevent this from ever happening. That was the original intent.
I got no problem with that. Like, I like the idea if this was able to go forward, right? My problem is that it undermines a whole lot of other shit, and it's completely useless.
Are you saying given what you were already shown, or for like, okay, it undermines everything before what I would have been shown?
It undermines the entire Snyderverse.
Ma'am.
No, but Avengers does the same thing. Avengers, bad guy wins, then Avengers go back in time to reset everything.
It's the same thing. Literally the same thing.
Yes. Hold on. You know what? Endgame is a bad movie.
Yeah,
Endgame is not good.
No, Endgame is a bad movie. But
It's not.
No one's saying that Endgame undermines the entire MCU.
Yes.
Right.
Or
it did undermine. It did undermine a few things.
I'm not saying that's the better comparison. I think they both do. They both undermine the universes that they're already in. I'm just saying this does it in an even worse way because this is ultimately pointless.
I will say this: Does it undermine Man of Steel and Batman v Superman? Yes or no?
I mean, those are both terrible movies. So I mean,
yeah.
Guys, the movie being bad notwithstanding, like regardless of whether you like it or not, does it undermine the concept or the plot or the point of the story?
Those two movies, and that concept is based off of Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. That's the only thing he's trying to look into. Does it undermine those two movies?
Well, hold on. Let me get a bag face. What do you think?
Like, I think I understand what this is, so it's like, tell me if I'm right, Ego, or
right.
Leon. Like, this is basically showing what would have happened, like what was happening in the universe before the Flash went back to warn Batman and BVS. I'm assuming.
You, sir, are cooking. Thank you. Yes.
Okay. So my issue with that is just it's fine to do, I guess. But where it's placed in the movie and the way it's edited, it makes it so confusing.
It's convoluted.
That's fair.
Yeah. And it just by the time you get to this point, it's so redundant and pointless because it's like, okay, we saw the outcome of this situation. Why are you showing me the lead up to the outcome of the situation I just
that you already
watched?
showed me?
Yeah. It doesn't seem so much as an epilogue as much as it was like Zack Snyder playing in his backyard,
I will say that you're right. You are right. The thing that sucks is the fact that what they were trying to say is like, I remember my friends played Gears of War, the second one. And when you beat the game, they told me at the end, someone's like, yo, what the hell did you do? You made things worse. Do you get what I'm saying? It was trying to say that what you did made things worse, but it didn't tell you that into a context that you would actually care or see that. Like me watching this a second time, I'm getting that now, but then I didn't understand what they were trying to do. And that's, I think, a flaw that I can say, honestly, that's a flaw that Snyder has, is unless you give him the storyboard, the plot, the synopsis, the pacing that comes directly from a seminal comic, he's going to be left to his own devices, and he's going to be left giving you a lot of easy plot points that should be fixed and sewn up. And so it just makes like, why should I care? I say I had that problem when I watched Watchmen. I didn't really give a shit. Like, it was a good movie, but I'm like, at 3 hours, I don't give a fuck about 5 minutes midnight. Bring on the goddamn midnight.
So, how do you feel about that, Dan? What they're talking about, how it plays in and it ties into other movies? Because I fucking hate the epilogue was just a waste of fucking time. By this point, I'm so tired of this movie that.
No, I agree. It was too. It should have been over by that point for sure, and that's my biggest problem with this movie. Like, I did enjoy it more than most people on this panel. I think I'm probably third on the list, but it just needed to be over by then. It was like an hour too long, and I was just out by then.
It's after 4 hours, I'm like, dude, all right, enough. It's time to.
I see where Vex is coming from in the sense that, like, if this was a movie before this movie, I would probably be more on board with both of these things. Like, I probably would have enjoyed this movie a lot more, and I probably would enjoy that prior movie a lot. But Snyder just, like, has no fucking brain. Like, even if he did this as like a prelude, if you just take this and edit it to the start of this movie, it might make sense potentially.
Just no
as a prelude, that would have been cool. Damn that. If you said it's a prelude instead of an epilogue, I understand. And he woke up and then the movie started. Damn, that's missed opportunity.
So just to move on. So we got the end of the movie where Martian Manhunter comes, tells Bruce Wayne he's ready to fight. Darkseid's coming back. You could tell that was reshot for just this because Ben Affleck really thin.
I like how at this point Martian Manhunter's like, all right, now I'll help you guys.
Yeah, I have an investment in this world.
In the closet superhero ever.
Oh, he's in the closet.
He's like, I'm not gonna help with Doomsday. I'm asleep.
So thank Christ we just got through the whole fucking Snyder Cut. Wow, that was a fucking ordeal. Great conversation though. Okay, now Vex has trivia. Hold on, see if this works. It worked. Go ahead, Lane.
Do the thing.
Hold on, maybe this. Hold on.
I don't know if it helps. When I was streaming earlier, I was doing this to me. I refreshed and it was quiet right now.
I'm so hard.
Was someone talking? Hold on.
So the fucking StreamYards. Go ahead and do your trivia. StreamYards retarded. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So I have the box office for the original run. Do we want to go over that at all?
Oh, I want original trivia.
I have a mix. Most of it is just.
All right, good. Yeah, you can give. I'm interested in the box office.
I mean, it's the same movie.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this movie came out originally, the Justice Cut, on November 17th, 2017. It was competing with the movie Wonder, which is that adaptation of that children's book, which I thought.
God, I hated that movie. I'm sorry. I hate a lot of things. I apologize.
Clearly, yes.
Sorry, StreamYard being homosexual.
Yes.
And Thor Ragnarok, it was competing with that as well. It only stayed at number 1 for 1 week.
We'll take that week. We'll take that week. It's okay. It was a great week.
So domestically, it earned just over 229 million. With the international, the total take home was just under $658 million US. If you actually include the budget and whatnot, it actually technically lost about $8 million worldwide.
That's about right.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I think I watched that on my birthday.
Sorry.
It was the worst birthday present of my life.
Damn, dude.
All right. I don't have any. Actually, I do have some casting trivia, but I'll get to that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. General trivia. So, when the film was shown in Iceland at the beginning, which uses subtitles rather than dialogue dubbing for films with non-Icelandic languages, Jason Momoa's pronunciation of his single line of Icelandic was so unintelligible that it had to be subtitled into Icelandic.
I said that.
I heard that.
What is wrong with
there?
And you guys say that Gal Gadot is the worst part of this movie. Fuck now. Jason Momoa easily is worse than Gal Gadot.
Jason Momoa can act. That's the difference.
What?
You think so? Jason Momoa
Wait. Did anyone see Gal Gadot's new movie on Netflix though?
No.
Okay, watch that. She can actually act in that. That's pretty good.
Bad
Tell me who you are. Son of Krypton. Okay, go ahead, Beck. Sorry.
Zack Snyder and his wife / producer Deborah stepped down from finishing this film after the suicide of their daughter in March 2017. Oh, so actually I'm wrong then. The inconsistencies in Aquaman were much earlier.
No, it's too late. The movie's over. No, leave it go. No, no, we're not talking about it. No.
They tried to remain involved in the film as a way to work through the difficulty, but after 2 months decided to step away from the project to spend time with their family. Joss Whedon, who had signed on for Batgirl, took over as director, managing additional scenes that needed to be included in the final cut. WB have stated that Joss would direct and write in the same style as Zack, so that there wouldn't be any tonal shifts for obvious changes in style. However, Whedon controversially fired Snyder's composer Tom Holkenborg and replaced him with Danny Elfman, who previously composed Avengers: Age of Ultron.
Yuck.
Age of Ultron. He got the guy from that movie.
Danny Elfman's known for a lot of other things. He does.
Danny Elfman's good, but this is probably one of his worst.
This is one of the worst things. Yeah.
Danny Elfman's fine. I don't know, good. He
I think he's
was
better than
good in about 2005 and prior. Anything after that? Can you name any Danny Elfman tracks from after 2005 that aren't Tim fucking Burton?
Not really, no.
No.
Exactly.
I think he's better
I'm
than
sure they
Hans Zimmer,
exist, but no one
so
can think of them.
He's got that going for him.
Bah!
All right. Extensive reshoots in London and Los Angeles in mid-2017 added a cost of approximately $25 million to the film's budget. Henry Cavill was working on reshoots and Mission Impossible Fallout at the same time, and that's where the CGI mustache.
You know what's funny about that? I think it's so funny that Warner Brothers went to Universal and said, "Hey, can we shave his mustache for our superhero movie?" And Universal said, "Lol, nah." And then just like, it's so funny that Warner Brothers gets bullied by everyone because they're such a terrible company. It's just so funny to me.
I guess. I mean, I know that Chris Evans had to wear a prosthetic for reshoots of Avengers, the first one, because he was shooting the losers at the same time. So that chin is a whole prosthetic because he was shooting that. So I mean, like, you know, it happens.
Well, yeah, but here it's god awful. You know,
it's not CGI
for the Joss.
Mess.
It's a prosthetic over CGI. I understand. It's practical effects.
Go on, Vex.
Sorry.
Audio.
Your audio's fucked.
Now.
You sound like you're in a can.
Hold on.
There you go.
You're better.
Oh, now you're better.
There you go.
You sound like Charlie Brown's mother.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Much better.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what happened there. Okay, so Lawrence Fishburne was asked to reprise his role as Perry White for a cameo, but due to scheduling conflicts with other projects, he was unavailable.
Okay.
What
Makes
other
sense.
movies
He wasn't.
is
He
Lawrence
wasn't
Fishburne in.
BVS, Man of Steel.
No, like
Oh,
other than like John Wick. Would
I don't
that
think
would that have been the conflict?
He's
Could have
got
been
fuck-
John Wick 3 at that point.
He's got
Yeah.
fuck you money. He doesn't need it. He doesn't need to work.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry, man.
Each mother box was specifically designed to reflect the visual style of the individual race. I didn't get that at all, personally.
They look different.
I didn't
Yeah.
either. They
That's
look all
I
the
think,
same.
The dark one was unappreciated. Go ahead. Sorry, Beck.
Oh, I'll say what you mean the dark one. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Despite directorial credit, Zack Snyder claims he has never actually seen the theatrical cut. I call bullshit.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit.
I don't know, like if Christopher Nolan swears up and down he like Christopher Nolan and Zack's wife both did see the theatrical cut and they said they will not let him watch it. Like I don't know how much Christopher Nolan's word is worth, but he's gone on record saying that he will not let Zack watch the Joss cut.
So then, how does he know that 80% of his movie was cut?
That's
from the
true.
director's
Christopher Nolan went to the premiere.
Because he
in
asked
place.
his wife. Okay,
Yeah,
that's all I'm
Christopher
saying.
Nolan and Zack Snyder's wife went to the premiere in Zack Snyder's place.
Yeah.
So they told him every single bit of the movie that was cut out. Is what you're telling me?
I don't understand what this. I don't understand what this 80% is because like
Does it matter, Andrew? Like it could have been like 50%, 40%. Like
Listen,
I was. When in my job, people ask what's my percentage of hearing loss. I say I'm not telling you that shit because you're gonna what. I tell people like, hey, look, it's mild, moderate, severe, profound. Okay. That movie was severe to profoundly bad. Okay,
agree with
if you
Sharpie.
tell me that, I'm going back
Can
and
I
I'm
bring this
rewriting
up?
that movie.
No, it's not coming up. Oh,
Don't do that,
oh,
Sharpie.
look,
Okay,
a comment finally popped up, and it's Sharpie. There you
He
go.
hate watched it on the toilet. For real. That's probably the best place to watch it.
Go ahead.
Along with this
I mean,
movie.
for the you
Well,
had me at
hold
Joss
on.
Whedon. Why would you do this?
Continue,
Man?
continue on with the trivia.
I'm curious why Andrew's over here doing fucking 4-hour shits if that's the case. Like, dude, you need some meds. You all right?
Check.
We need to
the-
find
No,
out.
no,
the
no.
gas
He's talking
$6,
about
bro.
What?
What?
I'm
Just
lost.
all right, continue on, please.
Okay.
I'm tired. All right.
I know.
This seems a bit insulting, but Zack Snyder cites Seven Samurai as an influence on this film.
Okay.
Oh,
Where?
Okay, buddy.
Because he
Hold
used
on.
cameras. That's the only influence.
That's like
Yeah.
that's like Dave Filoni's thing. He took inspiration from samurai films to make
Backface.
Ahsoka. It's like, oh, okay, buddy.
Jesus.
Okay. Continue.
Trying to make something.
Let's see. According to Zack Snyder, this version contains no shots filmed by Joss Whedon from the theatrical. Again, how would he know this if he
Oh,
never saw
does he
it?
mean reshoots? Like the
No,
Yeah.
like-
Oh no, he meant like every shot was like he didn't include anything from the Joss Whedon cut. So everything you saw in the Joss Whedon cut that he put in this cut was actually from his movie.
Again, how would he know that if
But-
he didn't watch the movie?
Vex, we all know that his wife and the other guy went to go see it
So-
for him. Okay,
They took notes.
You have to have the head canon, okay, Vex?
They recorded
okay?
it for him.
Vex,
Okay.
what it means,
The source of
what
this
it- when you
information
watch the
is Trust
shots,
Me, bro.
when you watch the shots that are in the Joss Whedon cut and the shots that are in this cut that are the same, there's actually still the lighting is different. Certain what he's saying is that even like the lines and the dubbing and all that, they're from the original cut, not the stuff that Joss took from the original cut and edited for his Joss Whedon style.
No. Okay. All right. I still call bullshit, but all right.
All right.
Okay.
Continue on, lady.
It was confirmed by
needed.
Zack Snyder himself at a live watch party for Man of Steel on May 20th, 2020, that this Snyder Cut was happening. Henry Cavill was also present during the announcement.
Nice.
After 3 years of campaigning for the Snyder Cut, yeah.
Hell yeah.
This is not the first time Warner Brothers has released a director's cut under public pressure. In 1980, a similar issue surrounded after the release of Superman 2. Critics
Yes.
believe the film was lacking the superior tone of its predecessor. Original director Richard Donner was fired by the
Donner cut.
producers.
Mm-hmm.
What did I say wrong? Donner?
No, you got it right.
No, it's just funny to bring it. I didn't realize the two Superman movies, Justice League and this. I never made that correlation, so I was laughing at it out
Yeah,
loud.
Superman.
Sorry.
There was a Donner cut who was directed that was like the Snyder cut, basically.
Gotcha.
back
It was fired by producers and replaced by Richard Lester. Lester altered the film's pacing heavily and made it lighter in tone compared to the first film.
Big
Decades later, in 2004, Lois Lane actress Margot Kidder said in an interview that a Richard Donner cut of Superman 2 exists. Following this, a fan petition started, which caught the attention of Michael Thau, a film editor. He contacted WB and provided the existence of the Donner cut. After Warner Brothers greenlit the release, Thau teamed up with Stuart Baird to reassemble the footage Donner shot during his involvement, because I believe he had passed away by this point, right? Thau and Baird took some advice from Richard Donner himself. This marked the return of the original Superman composer John Williams by way of archived recordings as well. The final cut, which ran for 116 minutes, was released as Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut in 2006 after the summer release of Superman Returns.
Yep.
Yeah. I thought that was interesting. I didn't know about that at all.
Totally different
Neither.
movie.
About it either.
WB is run by a bunch of idiots.
It
That
really
crazy.
is.
Still is.
It really is, yeah.
Aw.
The two brawls seen between Steppenwolf and his parademons and the Justice League take place in an abandoned or isolated places like abandoned underground facilities or ghost towns. This was because Zack Snyder received criticism from fans that he simply doesn't care about civilian casualties. I forgot I put this in here.
There you go. There you go. See?
Real.
There you go, Vex.
Given what happened in Man of Steel and BVS, so Snyder set the two face-offs between the League and Steppenwolf in two deserted places with minimal to no civilian casualties.
There you go.
Yeah, I made this trivia almost 3 weeks ago, so there you go.
Mhm.
The
you,
shots
Mom.
of Superman in the nightmare sequence are borrowed footage of Henry Cavill from Man of Steel and BVS.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks
Someone
terrible.
writing?
Oh, yeah.
Someone writing?
Yeah, I hear scribbling on a piece of paper.
Oh, it's time for you to go to sleep, lady.
I'm writing my manifesto.
Andrew's dying. Bagface is like, get me the fuck out of here. Dan's like, why did I do this?
We're almost done. We're almost done.
No, I'm just giving you shit.
Zack Snyder threatened to quit from the film over a Green Lantern appearance at the post-credit scene. Snyder originally wanted Green Lantern
That's so
John
stupid.
Stewart in his cut of Justice League, but Warner Brothers blocked it, saying they have plans for John Stewart and they want to do their own announcement. Both the studio and Snyder later settled on Martian Manhunter.
Wow.
He sets up everything 8 movies back. Go ahead.
During the scene where Victor explains how America got its hands on the Mother Box, he reveals that the German military discovered it near the end of the Second World War and was intercepted and captured by the American military en route to Berlin. This is a contradiction to the end credit scene of Wonder Woman's solo movie that acts as a supposed prequel to either cut of Justice League, since it implied that Diana and her allies found the Mother Box between the end credit scene of Wonder Woman, which is set only a week or two after the end of the Great War, aka World War I. It is unlikely that the Allies would have let such a discovery as the Mother Box just remain in Europe, especially after such a devastating military conflict. That was the thing I couldn't remember earlier. And Zack Snyder has stated in a previous interview around the time this movie was released, that Carla, I can't pronounce her last name.
Oh, please try it.
Gugino?
Gugino?
Gugino.
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 Gugino?
Yeah.
Gugino.
Gugino. Gugino. You got it.
Okay. Was his choice to play Selena Kyle / Catwoman in the DC Extended Universe.
Nice.
I'm actually okay with that. She's hot.
Zoe Kravitz is bae.
Ew.
Yep.
No.
Gross. Yup.
All right.
Get in the car.
Little bit of casting trivia. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So in October 2007, George Miller had cast the Justice League completely with DJ Catrona as Superman. I don't know who that is.
Who the fuck? DJ Catrona?
Catrona. Hold on,
I don't know what the fuck that means.
I'm like a suburban DJ.
DJ Catrona.
He's in the house.
In the film G.I. Joe Retaliation and
Pass.
in the television
This guy was
adaptation.
in. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, this guy was in Shazam: Fury of the Gods.
I never see any of these fucking movies. So
One of the worst movies I've seen.
G.I. Joe wasn't any better.
But he is kind of.
Based?
He got that chin. He has that chin that
He's got
Superman.
yeah,
has.
exactly. Yeah.
You know what?
He's not white enough.
Thank
He
you.
does
Thank
a little
you.
bit. Yeah.
We need light. All right, go
I'll
ahead,
say
Max.
it because y'all can't.
All right.
Thanks.
Armie Hammer as Batman.
This guy's been rumored as Batman for how fucking long now?
I know.
Nope.
Model Megan Gale as Wonder Woman. I don't know who this is. Hold
Megan
on.
Gay?
Megan Gale.
Megan Gale, huh?
Why do they always try to pick models to play Wonder Woman?
I find
Pick
that
a
kind of
fucking
weird too.
actress.
Yeah, pick an actress, please.
What the hell?
Harry
I don't-
Styles.
No, I don't see this at all.
I don't see this at all either.
Tom
No.
Hardy as Wonder Woman.
No, she looks
She's
weird.
not. Yeah, go ahead.
Here's my favorite one. Rapper Common as Green Lantern.
Oh yes!
There were
Yes!
a lot of people that were campaigning for that.
I was on a
would
TV
hate
show
it.
with him once. Thank you.
Oh yeah, Hello
Really?
Wheels.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
He's hot.
He's a good actor. I think he's
Yeah.
actually a good
Yeah,
actor.
we have a
yeah.
celebrity in the house. Go ahead, yes.
Adam Brody as the Flash.
Oh, give it to me.
Anyone
I love
other
Adam
than
Brody.
Ezra
I'm an Adam
Miller.
Brody.
Well,
stan.
yeah, I was gonna say besides
Take it
Ezra
away.
Miller,
Take
I
it
do
away.
it over Ezra Miller. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay with that casting choice.
Mm.
Okay, Santiago Cabrera as Aquaman.
What?
Man,
I don't know
why,
who that is.
why is Aquaman the character that's getting race swapped every time? That's
That's
whack.
what I'm wondering too. That is a
La, 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 la.
Why is Aquaman here? He's such a loser. I hate Aquaman.
How dare
He
you?
is kinda
Aquaman
good.
is fucking badass. All right.
He's
I
awesome.
mean, not the
Oh,
Momoa
it's the
version,
fish.
but
You do
Bro!
fish, right?
The world is 3/4 ocean. The man could literally send a tsunami
Not even that, dude summoned water from under a desert to take out fucking threats before. Like, Aquaman is one of the most powerful bros in the Justice League and never gets respect.
Yeah.
Oh, but because a hot Samoan played him, now everyone loves Aquaman. Go fuck yourselves, fans.
Listen, I hate this version of Aquaman too. I hate every
this
character
version of
in this
Aquaman
movie.
sucks.
Yeah.
Go on, Vex.
Hugh Case Byrne as Martian Manhunter. He's actually the guy that plays the fucking Morton Joe in the last Mad Max film.
No.
Okay.
No.
Teresa Palmer as Talia al Ghul. I can see that one. I think she's cute.
Well, hold on. Talia al Ghul is supposed to be like the ultimate femme fatale, so she's gonna need to be more than cute. What was her name?
Fair. Teresa Palmer.
Let me
She's
see.
been in a couple big movies.
Nah,
Oh, yeah,
fuck that. Nah, she ain't no Talia. She got
No.
that stone bitch face, but beyond that, no.
Nope.
Okay.
I don't see it.
And Jay Baruchel as Maxwell Lord.
Who the fuck are these?
Oh no, you know Jay Baruchel. He's the
know him?
sick dude that's in all the Seth Rogen films. If you look up a picture.
Oh, okay.
They were trying to save a lot of money.
Oh, okay. I know who he is.
Yeah.
They are trying to save a lot of money, White Bear.
Yeah.
Oh, this is some discount bullshit.
Oh, the dude from Fanboys.
Yeah, there we
Fucking
go.
dope.
We went to
He's
5 and
actually
below
a
to
good
get our
actor
fucking
too.
character.
He is a good actor, but I wouldn't put him in a Marvel film.
You know, and he's in
Okay.
Goon.
Move
That
on.
fucking movie
Yeah, I love
kills.
Goon. Oh my
Goddamn.
goodness. I didn't like the sequel as much, but the first one.
What was
really
his
good.
role gonna be?
He was gonna be Maxwell Lord. I don't know who that character is.
Basically, he was in Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't
That
watch
was,
that.
oh, that's why I forgot about him already.
That was a terrible adaptation, by the way.
All right. And there was someone cast as Hal Jordan when Zack Snyder was still in charge of this movie originally. Sam Benjamin.
Who?
All right, I don't trust anyone with 2 first names.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unknown British actor. He's done a lot of stage appearances. He had a small role in Peaky Blinders. Doctor Who.
He looks somewhat
Nah.
familiar. No.
This dude ain't Nathan Fillion, so it's wrong.
No, his forehead's too damn big.
He ain't Ryan Reynolds.
That's all the. I stayed away from like the comic book stuff.
No, you did
because
great.
Yeah,
You
I
did
don't
great.
give a fuck about the comic.
job.
book stuff.
There were save this for the end. There were a few. Hold on, super chats. Fucking Subtle DVC. Thank you, Subtle, if you're still listening for the $5. One time at Italian camp, we replaced all the homemade meals with Olive Garden. Only 15% of the camp counselors noticed the difference. You are a sick fucking man, Subtle. White Bear too said cannoli big mad gay. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you. Subtle again. Steppenwolf equals Ron Perlman's Down syndrome brother.
Whoa. Ron Perlman is the Down syndrome brother.
And Whitey equals Eddie and the Cruisers and Witness Protection.
Real.
Sorry. That's
I
it for the
just
super
like
chat.
to point out that after the Snyder cut of this movie came out, I did find some really sus fan fiction about Steppenwolf, oddly enough.
Yeah, you love fan fiction, so I've heard your
boy.
Call of Duty
Just
fan
saying,
fiction, by the way.
chicks apparently dig Steppenwolf.
I mean, like,
Really?
step on me, Wolf.
It's the 7 fingers, isn't it? It's got to be.
I don't know, dude. I really don't fucking know. It was weird. I
That
didn't
is strange.
after I read
All right.
Band. It's the name of a
Oh
band.
God, we got through that. Jesus Christ! Thank you, Vex, for the trivia. That was fantastic as usual.
Thank you, Vex.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Vex.
All right. I have no soul left after this movie and talking about it for 6 hours. So it's been great though. It's been great. We had some good conversations. Wow, we made it. That Bagface is still awake and he's alive. Thank God.
I'm killing it. This was
Andrew,
so
Andrew
fun.
looks like he's just so drugged up and in pain right now that he forgot what planet he's on. So you have. Thank you, Andrew, for sticking it out though. You're a good man.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, we're gonna finish it up. Let's do the shout outs. Andrew, since you're right next to me,
Are we gonna
buddy,
rank it?
Yeah, we
Oh
got it right,
shit!
man.
Rank it. Okay, I'm gonna give this
You
movie a
seem
quick
to forget this the last like 5 movies, dude.
It's because
I
I
don't.
hate this movie. It's a 3 out of 10. I'm done.
I'm the one
There
with
you
the
go.
drug problems. You're over here fucking forgetting.
I give this
everything.
movie a 3 out of 10. It got worse for me as I watched it. I would have given it a 5, but I actually caught so many things that I hated about it more than the 3 out of 10 for me. Go ahead, Andrew.
Oh,
Sorry.
well, I guess the Justice League I gave a 2. And then this one, I give it 2. Nice try. Try again.
Keep it consistent.
Move next.
Ego. We're gonna. If you give this movie anything above a 6, I'm gonna slap you.
All right, let me just now that we've cooked and everything, let me.
I like how you say you're
Wait,
cooking, but technically it looks like you're baking cookies. Are you just baking them? I'm sorry, but you keep pouring the bowl out, and I'm thinking like, how long is this dough taking, brother?
It was in. I had put it in the oven, you know, and 4 hours. Yes, 4 hours. All right, now that we cooked it.
This is the ego cut of him cooking. So let's go.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Okay.
You heard me. 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Why an 8 out of 10 out of curiosity?
First of all, why not? Second of all right, there was a lot of in it that had to be fixed that he actually gave us service to. He actually tied up a lot of loose ends that we were missing, both in the original Batman v Superman and the Joss Whedon cut. There was actually, again, in the 4 hours, he told a complete story with actual messages and plot points that could have been tied up in parts 2 and possibly 3. And so, given the fact that I knew where he was going with the story, I actually really like it. This showed me that the stakes were higher, even though there weren't a lot of civilians in this movie. The fact that it was, you know, gods versus gods and the fate of the world at stake, I enjoyed it. Like, it was really great, and it was for something that people told us did not exist, would never happen, and in a time where we were all like done with the Tiger King and there really wasn't much else to watch, it gave a lot of people something to actually look forward to, believe in, and see a master plan at work. I'm not saying it's the best part of it's not the best piece of art, I'll admit that, but for what he's able to do, I've never seen anyone get exactly what they wanted out of something, put it on screen, and people actually champion it. Now, again, them going off the rails and saying what they said after that, that's them, but you know, I got everything I wanted. So for me, it's going to be 8 out of 10. It was fully cooked and it was good to go.
If you got everything you wanted, wouldn't that be a 10 out of 10?
No, I'm not going to be that you know, delusional about it.
I'm just curious, like if you got everything you wanted, how is it not perfect? I mean, there's got to be something.
It's like the only movie to me where I got everything that I wanted that was an absolute 10 out of 10 was Accounting Monte Cristo. And to me, nothing really has come close.
Henry Cavill. No,
that's
the only. I'm like everything.
That's.
I was trying to get your scale.
Yeah, I mean, it's everything. It's everything, but it's the fact that I had to get it after I went through like a shitty movie. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, I got everything I wanted, but half of that was the fact that I didn't get what I wanted the first time. It's like your movie it's like you went to Applebee's and you got a shitty entree and then they fixed it. You're like, oh my god, it's delicious, but is it really delicious because what you gave me the first time was shitty, or the fact that I'm really enjoying it? So I'll be realistic with myself and stay 8 out of 10.
White Bear, you said so much.
Yeah, I know. Well, hey, check out these curls. They're on point today. Yeah. So this movie, it makes me angry, and it's tell you what I'd like to do with this movie is take it and just, you know,
Wonder Woman.
Okay. So it's gonna get a 4.
Okay. Bagface.
I give this movie a 1 out of 10.
Wow, that's harsh, man. He's like, fuck this movie.
Can I hold on? Can I ask why a 1 out of 10, and what do you think of the?
Yeah, honestly, could be convinced of a 1.
It's bad, and like I would give it a 2, except for it's 4 hours long, and it's 4 hours of fucking pain. There's a few good moments in this movie, but it's just surrounded by so much shit. Like if there was an hour and a half cut of this movie, I might give it like a 4. But it's just so long.
Well, there is. You could just watch the first half.
Yeah. It's just paced like ass.
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, like we were talking the other day, like me and Andrew have a show that we do every Sunday. It's called Slight Tomfoolery. Little plug, sorry. But Hostman was talking about how Tarantino is just super self-indulgent. And I disagree, but I feel like this movie is like the most self-indulgent movie that has ever existed in the history of mankind. And it lost a studio a whole lot of money twice, which is just something that
is true.
Probably hasn't been done before. So
Classic Zack Snyder moment.
Okay, so Dan, what about you, buddy?
So I'll say I would have been a little higher if it wasn't so long, because I really do think it was way too long. But I think it was a little better than average, so I'll say 5.6.
Okay, it's a fair score. Whitey's got a picture of Princess Diana doing a breast examination on herself, so thank you for that distraction. Vex.
Let Leon go first.
Oh, I'm sorry, Leon. Go ahead, buddy.
So superhero movies are very difficult for me to rank because I'm one of those purist nerds that hates them 9 times out of 10. So I always do superhero movies like, what do I rank it as a regular movie and as a superhero movie? As a superhero movie, I'm full on giving this an 8 as well, but as an actual just movie, I give it a 6.
Okay, I think that's a fair score, especially if you like it, but you see the faults.
Yeah, there's absolute faults in this movie, but I don't think the vast majority of them are any more egregious than any other superhero movie. In fact, I think a lot of them are better in this movie, and I got everything I wanted out of a Justice League movie in this, or at least almost everything I wanted out of a Justice League movie. But as far as general movies go, I mean, it's not fucking, The Godfather or Pulp Fiction or any like actual cinematic masterpiece.
Right, I got it.
Let me know. I've never seen The Godfather before.
You sick fucking.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm one of those fucking, again, nerd comic book fan purist individuals that I fucking hate, again, 90% of superhero movies. So,
okay, Vex, your turn now. Sorry.
As a movie, standalone, without any bias, I give this a 1.5 out of 10.
Not far from where we're.
I give it a 0.5 for the epilogue because I enjoyed that.
You like that, yeah.
And then I give it a 1. I give it a 1 for keeping Cavill shirtless for basically 2
I was gonna say I had to do something with Henry Cavill. That's the only reason.
You were actually giving compliments in the first episode of us doing this, okay? There were some things
I know. I was being fair. I think it's better than the Whedon cut, which I would rate a 0.5 out of 10. So I'll give it that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, honestly, it does improve on a lot of things, but it also makes things a lot worse. And to me, yeah, this is a really large piece of self-indulgent shit. This is the equivalent of a baby taking a poop in a potty for the first time and the parents being amazed at it. But at the end of the day, I'm still looking at shit in a potty. So
I mean, it's not on the floor. It's not on the floor.
I'm really critical of superhero movies, no matter what studio they're coming from, in all honesty. But this was straight fucking shit, and this felt so... As someone who doesn't even read the comics, I felt disrespected for the comic readers, in all honesty.
She was hurt. You don't even understand the amount of fucking messages we were getting during the movie. Both weeks. Even today, she had because she watched it last week and then had to rewatch it because she forgot everything about it already. And then all I'm getting is, why is this happening? What does this mean? I'm like, oh God, Vex is going to be fun tonight.
I hate this movie. I really hate this movie. I hate, you know what? I don't hate it. I don't have enough care in the world to hate it as much as Barbie, but it's pretty fucking close.
Okay. Yeah, I guess, you know what? It's fair. I really just caught so many things I did not like the second time, third, whatever, how many times I rewatched this. I'm like, oh God, no. But we're done. Zack Snyder's fucking Justice League is done. We are done. Oh my God. That was fun though. It's always fun having this panel on.
Now we can do Aquaman at the end of the year.
Now we do Aquaman at the end. At least it's not fucking 4 hours. So
we'll I would say just 4-hour movie over fucking Aquaman.
The wand cut. Yeah, no thanks.
That's you know what? That's another thing that makes me rate this so much lower is the fucking Zack Snyder cult that stood behind this film. I think they have a lot of impact on how I view this film. In all honesty.
You're not the only one. There's a lot of people who feel that way.
Which version of this fans you talking
the people
about?
Screaming on Twitter.
To be fair,
maybe these fans wouldn't be so uppity if fucking things like Harley Quinn weren't out there making fun of them all the time. Just like, hey, let people want things, let people enjoy shit. But no, instead you got other wannabe DC fans upset at us.
I am specific. I'm only talking about the people that were upset because people made fun of them saying the cut did exist and they were never going to get it.
What do you mean?
I'm only talking about those people. I'm not talking about the ones that were making threats, being all up in everyone's face.
Yeah, those are the people she's talking about.
Making
no,
bots
okay,
to
oh
make
yeah,
their
those
movie
guys.
win.
Yeah, move them to the side. We're not talking about them.
Fuck
Okay.
them. But you're gonna
The
have
people that
that
were
hate
writing into HBO constantly and just
No, not those people.
pounding
No,
on
that's
them. It
awful.
was annoying. Their fans.
Well, it's
but they didn't need to say it didn't exist. We knew it existed.
That's
It's
fair.
been
Yeah,
like, to
they just
find out
they
why.
wanted nothing to do with it. They just wanted to move on.
That's
and
fair.
they just,
That's fair.
But Ego, I will give Ego credit. He's right, because HBO Max launch was a fuck up from the beginning. They had no choice. They had to
That's
put
the only
something.
reason, yeah.
And it got viewers. Sorry, Vex, you were going to say something.
No, I was just going to add on that also this fucking movie started a really retarded trend of directors being fucking pussies in the public and being like, I didn't get the movie I wanted to release my director.
Yeah, David Ayer. David Ayer.
Because
Right
everyone has fucking hopped on that trend, and it's so fucking crazy.
Because they saw it
To be
work.
fair, Josh Trank was doing that first with Fan Four Stick. Like Josh Trank been bitching about that movie since before it even fucking came out. Let's be
that movie
real.
was so bad. Nothing would have improved that piece of shit. Oh,
Same with this movie.
yeah, no, you got
How
it.
dare you.
By the way, Gord King, thank you for the late super chat, buddy. He let the fight. This movie is Snyder looking in the mirror like Patrick Bateman.
He
Thank you,
wishes
Gordon.
he could look as good as Patrick.
He wishes he could be me.
Ooh, see, that's
The
another
Vince Vaughn
movie.
version.
Don't
tell me you've never done that. You put a
No,
mirror up in your
twice.
bedroom and you're like,
Oh, 100 times.
I do look great.
Oh, I don't look great. I just go, ooh, I wish I
Guilty.
had that. Anyway, moving on. Let's go back to Andrew. Okay, now you can shout out what you got coming up there.
My Andor video has finally been done scripted.
Nice.
And I cooked for this one. I think this is going to be my best video I've made. Because I know on BSUP I made the argument that it's better than Empire. And I think I've solidified that. So I think I put up a good fight. So
we'll look out for it.
Yeah, and it's also talking about like this current state of not Marvel fandom, but Star Wars fandom, and how just Star Wars and the fans in general just can't mature at all, and they're just stuck in the ooga booga. I remember that phase, especially with Ahsoka, and I'm also reviewing Ahsoka, but I don't want to talk about Ahsoka.
No,
I
please
hate
don't
Ahsoka.
fucking talk about Ahsoka. Oh God,
I make videos about a show that may or may not exist in the Star Wars franchise. That's it.
Yeah,
Because it's
your last video was good. That was fucking fun. I had
New
a
one
good
should
time
be
watching
coming out tomorrow, hopefully. So
All right, we'll definitely should look out for that. Shout it out. F.I. Ego. What do you got, buddy?
You know what? I think me and the wife are going to be working on a review of The Nun 2 because it's spooky season coming up. Again, me and Abomination AG are live for every episode of Heroes No Capes at 10:45 Central Standard Time, and on Sunday, the wife and I are going live with our another episode of Ordinary Gains Sundays at 5 p.m. Central. Guys should check it out. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it's good stuff. You should watch that definitely.
Thanks, man.
Dan, what do you got coming up, buddy?
So I was just talking to Vex about this today. So YouTube at Scene Invaders, but I'm actually going to start doing the podcast live on YouTube starting next week.
Nice.
So I've had 344 episodes of the podcast, and I'm starting it on YouTube next week for the first time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That'd be good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good podcast, so definitely check that out.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. Bag face. Sorry, I said it. I don't care.
That joke is from my girlfriend, by the way. And I know.
It's adorable.
I know. I love it. It just stuck with me.
It
You know?
makes me warm inside. All right, go ahead, Baker. What do you got coming up there, buddy? Good video last week, though, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. So every Sunday, me and Andrew do Slight Tomfoolery, which is
we do.
live show that we talk about not Ahsoka. He tries every week. He tries, and every week we don't talk about Ahsoka.
I think I bring it up. I think in the last week I deleted
tried.
it from the thumbnail. I was like, I don't want to talk
Shot
about
down.
So yeah, if you guys don't know, I don't do movie stuff anymore. I do commentary. So right now I'm working on kind of like a weekly roundup of cringe videos I've found.
Nice.
And I'm working on another video that is I do a little series thing I'm starting called Main Character Versus. And it's, just people having main character syndrome. And I found a good one, which is a girl going into Walmart and smashing TVs with a baseball bat.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
I'm going to do a little funny video on that.
There you
Come
go.
watch Tomfoolery.
Yes,
Because we're
good
funny.
show.
We are
and we're going to
funny.
have Cannoli on. And Vex comes on sometimes. It's good.
Vex comes on when she's mad.
Yep.
She's she. I'm not even this story. Leon, what do you got coming up there, buddy? Good show today, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, second time on. Again, it was an absolute blast. Really enjoyed it, and it's really good to come on here and like have fun defending a movie that I know the majority of people hate. But I'll be coming on again on I believe October 16th for one of my favorite movies of all time. I genuinely think is one of the best films of all time, the Alien episode. So I'm really stoked to come back for Alien, and then we're doing, Dune, which.
Hold on, Alien got moved to the following week, 23rd.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry, I'll be on the 23rd do Alien, and then
the Booker.
I'll be back on for the Dune episode, which is no longer going to be the good version of Dune. It's going to be the original
84
one. So yeah,
thanks Warner Brothers.
Yeah, looking forward to trashing that piece of fucking shit. But until then, you can come check me out at my channel, which is Words of Paradise. Yeah, Leon Idol's the name, but my channel is called Words of Paradise, where I do nerd culture commentary through a political lens, whether it be right leaning, left leaning, whatnot. I want politics to stay out of nerd culture, and so I usually do 1 to 2 videos a day, about 4 to 5 days a week, give or take, covering just anything going on in nerd culture, whether it be about video games, comics, Magic the Gathering, anime, movies, you name it. And I occasionally touch on pop culture and politics stuff, not nerd related, because all this culture stuff does flow downhill. So, and then you can check me out on my my own live show, which is 3:00 Central Standard Time every Monday. Vex and Andrew were actually both on today, and we had a hell of a time. And that's the Countercast. So, yep, that's where you can find me. Words of Paradise.
Awesome. Vex.
Well, as everyone knows at this point, I had a fucking meltdown 2 weeks ago over things that were happening in the.
True. And then you disappeared.
And then I disappeared into the woods.
Honestly, I wish I could do that.
Oh god, dude, me too, man.
It just lined up like that. In all honesty,
it was meant to be.
Taking a break from Twitter.
Honestly, no, it's like the best time. Like you just rage at everyone, turn the phone off, go outside.
She needed it,
bro. I uninstalled Twitter because I didn't even want the temptation of opening that app.
I uninstalled Twitter that week. I was just like, I'm done with this stupid.
Yeah, I muted a lot of shit. Go ahead, sorry, man.
But like, I'm back now. I'm I'm still doing lots of live streams, as can be seen in my weekly post. But I'm trying to redefine or remap out what I want to do content-wise. So I did release a video on the gaming channel yesterday, which was not as punchy or comedic as any of my usual stuff. Just something I wanted to talk about. That's it. About the whole Halo community manager transphobia thing. So more gaming content is coming. I don't know what I'm doing with the movie channel right now. It's just sitting there for a little while. I'm excited for the creator, but I'll be in Florida when that comes out, so I won't get the video out on time.
Come over to the commentary side. It's sweet over here.
I have commentaries on just like I also want. There's films that I just want to discuss that aren't even in the limelight anymore. I just want to
do it.
I just want to talk about shit that I'm interested in. So
do it. That's why that's why I like the strike. It gives me time to talk about good stuff
that you actually want to talk about. Yeah.
Like I really do want to make a video on The Boys because I don't understand how this show is even fucking popular. It's actually for retards. I'm sorry.
I know you're not a comic person,
Just
Vex.
read the comic.
Please read the comics for this, Vex. You will like the comics.
Again, like I said earlier, like
terrible.
Like I said earlier, the idea is so interesting to me that despite how bad the show is, I still want to go read the comics. So there's no problem there. I'm just saying objectively, as a show, regardless of the source material and whatnot, like this is made for people that need like shampoo bottle instructions. In all honesty,
Good point.
So
as bad as the show is, I still don't think it's as bad as the comics. Like the comics are horrendous. Like
really.
Yeah.
Oh, I highly disagree. It's my favorite comic series.
So I watched season 2, or not season 2, season 1, and I was like, this is good. I'm gonna go read the comics. And then I read all the comics, and I'm like, man, this is garbage. Thank God they improved on this.
Why did you do
which
this?
Which is why I don't read the source material anymore.
Gotcha.
Invincible. I'm waiting for Invincible to either go bad or finish, and then I'll read the comics. One Piece. I'll just wait for that to get canceled, and then I'll go do something.
Probably, yeah.
No way that show's finishing in terms of what it's
No.
Yeah. 900 episodes.
Yeah. I'm considering that, and then I really enjoyed Talk to Me. I was having a discussion with Jay from Desolate Souls about that. He didn't like it, but I was like, I really liked the subplots in that film and the way it approached abandonment.
Man,
so
y'all about to make me go watch a horror movie. I'm tired of hearing about this movie and not
It
having
was
context.
good. It was good, man. I liked it. It was really good, man.
If I get scared, I'm leaving. That's my rule.
It's not scary. It's just eerie and unsettling. That's all. It wasn't that scary.
We can watch it together on Discord. I'll hold your hand.
I'll watch it. Let's go.
I'll be in that chat too. I'll be in there for that.
It's got a few like jump scares if you're not used to horror technically, but it's not like scary.
On a level of Sixth Sense scary, more or less.
Like creepy, just like kind of.
Yeah, just creepy and unsettling. That's all.
I want to see it. I did watch The Descent thanks to Vex. That was pretty damn good over the weekend. Finally got to see that. So good movie. I saw both endings. So there you go.
British
all right.
ending is still better.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning that way more and more I think about it. White Bear.
Yeah. Well, I'm working on super serious videos and stuff like that. So, you know me, I'm always up and up on the politics and such.
That clip is gold.
So,
Ego's cooking.
He is forever cooking in our hearts. So just be on the lookout. I'm finding that unfortunately meme videos are making more views than politics.
Those are
I guess
good
everybody's
videos,
tired of politics after the past 20 years. So we'll see what we're doing. But either way, until then, I'm working on very serious stuff, as you can see.
Good
from McGuire here.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's good work right there, buddy.
I want that clip. I want to
Yeah,
put that in video.
that is so fucking good.
Just out of context, just throw that in there.
Yeah. So as far as me, this is pretty much the only show I got this week. Next week, we're back with God, thank God we're doing a comedy, Spaceballs. Who the hell's on that show anyway? I totally forgot.
Balls.
Can't hear you, Vex. Can't hear you, Vex. You're muted.
God, thank God someone muted her.
BA requested it and we did it. So
the Missus is on there. Jakob Ironside is on there, and the Uninspired Reviewer is joining us as well.
I thought so. Good. That's going to be finally a lighthearted short comedy. It's a spoof movie. It's fucking hilarious. Big change of pace there from what we just talked about.
So. Then we're doing
if that episode goes well, are you going to do Blazing Saddles?
That is something down the road. Yes, I want to do more comedies going into the new year. We've talked about that, so yes. And then yes, the week after Spaceballs is The Shining. I think you're on vacation for that one, though, Vex.
We'll see what the husband says. I really want to like now that I've read this shitty fucking book, I really want to tune in. To this
thank you, dude. The Shining. As a Stephen
Great
King
movie.
Fan, The Shining sucks.
I don't get the hype. I'm seriously. I'm now 400 pages in.
Nothing's
and still, the most exciting thing that has happened
is
that
it's a big book,
bro.
Yeah, Stephen King knows what it's like to have a cream pie. That's the most exciting.
It's a dude. It's a fucked up book.
I don't know how people read bad books. Like
Kubrick did.
I read the first paragraph, and if it ain't slapping, I'm out.
No, this is a slow burn that just keeps being slow and burning.
Well,
and
it's
nothing
not even
happens.
a horror film. It's just a family drama. That's all it is.
And
so
I think
far.
even Coppola said Kubrick knew what to take from it and add what to add, and his fucking movie is so much better. Yeah, I mean, I would love to have you on, but I don't want you to miss any
We'll
time.
see
away.
what the husband says.
Don't worry. Yeah, Sharpie, listen, I love you.
When is
It's
Wonder
not me.
Woman? I forget.
What do you mean? Are we reviewing?
We're reviewing Wonder Woman?
Yeah, it was on the list.
Was it?
That I was saying.
No. Aquaman was.
I know the missus would love to do Wonder Woman.
I remember.
Someday,
I'm being gaslit right now. I won't let you guys do this to me. Hold up.
We'll talk about anyway. Just real quick while he's looking at next week, Spaceballs, and then for the Cannoli connection, we have the Dan from Scene Invaders as our guest. So we get one-on-one with him.
After I told Cannoli 7 months ago to
hold
fucking
on. Yes, but hold on. Sorry,
I'm excited for that.
It wasn't anything personal. I have autism, so it's
that's cool.
It shit happens. Like the Vex is my bookie. She's awesome. She runs shit, and I'm just like, okay, thank you, Vex. Vex, real quick. When did we? I guess we could talk about this over backstage. It's not a big deal. It's about some of the scheduling in October. I just forgot something, but we'll talk about that after. It's a movie we switched out. I just completely forgot what day it was. We'll talk about. See, that's the
My
look I
guy,
get.
the calendar is shared. Why do you?
I know, but I have autism. So, all right, we're gonna say goodbye. It's been a long night. Everybody here has been a champ. The chat, love you. Thanks for all the super chats. Now StreamYard's working, so whatever. But thank you all. And Bagface, what the fuck is Jesus Christ, Bagface?
It's like what they do in Wakanda.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Wakandan, nigga.
Yeah, oh my god, he said the N-word. I gotta go. Thank you all. That's it. Goodbye. See you next week.
Bye.